Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Podcast.
Any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance.
You're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
What?
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son.
What?
I'm not burning with you.
Give me a hell yeah.
We are back and better than ever. Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Podcast, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. We appreciate you stopping by. I am your host, Brock Fluker, and I am joined by Chris Kirby.
Hey, people.
Yes, we are back after a week hiatus because
Why did we miss it?
because the podcast we recorded is into the lost dimension of failed podcasts.
Oh, that's right. The sound was messed up.
Yeah. Something we did. I don't understand how
Something
Audacity
you did.
works.
You're in charge of all that.
Yeah.
Don't blame me for that.
Well, maybe if you knew what you were doing, like we could have helped.
This was your idea.
That's true. Yeah. So we apologize for missing that week.
So those 2 people that were expecting it, I'm sorry.
There, a lot of good conversations in that show. Like we found the meaning of life. There was.
Oh, I know. It was really it was a good show.
It was. I thought it was a really good show.
It just sucks that audio got messed up.
But take 2. Now we just got to make this a good show.
Well, it's hard to do with what we're covering.
Well, I don't know. This Raw was miles better than last week.
Which doesn't take much.
No, it does not. Last week they introduced the Wildcard rule. We went over that. The long story short version of our discussion is that it's a short-term fix to a long-term problem.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it at that, and that'll cover all our bases.
And let's face it, that's the only way they can shove Roman Reigns down our throats.
Yes.
Every week. Twice a week.
We actually talked about it today that I have here. I thought of it when Raw kicked off, and I wrote it down to make sure I remembered that Roman's new nickname should be the Wild Card.
Yes.
And the combination of Michael Cole screaming about the big dog and the Wild Card and Roman Reigns and all that, it just made me think of that.
The wild dog.
The Wild Dog. You can't contain him. He'll show up on whatever show he wants.
You just got to keep changing his name every week.
They'll change his name to Luther Reigns.
Well, you got Roman Reigns. What's next? European Reigns, German Reigns,
Irish Reigns.
You never know with them people.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, look at all the name changes with everybody just in 2019 alone. Oh my God.
Well, I guess before we get into the show, I do want to briefly mention that what we saw today, because there was actually news before we started recording instead of after, that Ric Flair is in the hospital right now, and there's a bit of conflicting reports out there that TMZ originally said that he was in a very serious condition, and then later I saw it from Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter of Fightful that he said that Conrad Thompson had said that it was taken out of context, that it wasn't as serious as it was led on to be, and that there was something. It was a procedure that he was expecting to have done, and so that kind of put that to bed until after that. Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet came out, and he said that it is a very serious condition, and that it wasn't an expected thing. So, and for those that don't know, Conrad Thompson is married to Rick's daughter, not Charlotte.
Yeah.
So he's his son-in-law. So, I mean, you would common sense would say to lead with his side of the story, but it could be that he's hiding the truth of the matter because he doesn't want it out on the internet and all that.
Yeah, I just look. There's nothing new as of right now.
Yeah, so hopefully it's Conrad is right. I definitely hope so.
Oh yeah, we know Flair's never gonna die.
Never. He's been 90 for the past 40 years.
Yeah, seems like it. It's hard to believe he's younger than McMahon.
Yeah, he's only 70.
Yeah, McMahon's like 74.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I guess that's the wear and tear the ring will take on your body.
Yep. So, nonetheless, all of the best to Ric Flair. We hope he is safe and sound and wooing on nurses and all that.
Oh, you know he is. As long as his wife ain't there.
I remember the thing like in 2017 when he was in the coma that he eventually came out of, that when he first regained consciousness, like Charlotte, I remember saying that he started cutting a promo on the nurses.
I wouldn't be surprised with him. I mean, wrestling's his blood.
Yeah.
It's his life. That's all he knows.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised he'd do something like that.
But, yeah. I'm sure we'll learn more about this within the next week when we sit down to do our next show.
Or as soon as we get done tonight and we look.
Yeah. So, all the best to Rick. There's supposed to be a roast of Ric Flair going on at StarCast.
Yeah.
Which I think would be incredible television.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find it.
Yeah, so all the best to him. Hopefully he's in well condition and able to make his planned trip to Las Vegas.
Yeah, hopefully it is, a scheduled event that they knew what was going on, and it'll be all right.
But with that in mind, the other news that we also just got is that Alexa Bliss has been pulled from the Money in the Bank ladder match. The post on WWE's social media pages just says that she was not medically cleared to compete, and no further information than that. It was later announced that Nikki Cross will be making her replacement in the match. So, again, I hope everything is okay with Alexa. We know
she's been on the shelf pretty much for 9 months,
off and on for some time.
Minus 2 or 3 matches.
Yeah. So, and we know that it was a accumulated series of concussions that kept her out for that period of time. So, hopefully, it's unrelated to that. Maybe they just question the safety of her being in a ladder match at all.
And that could be too.
And I wouldn't blame her for that. I mean, I question the safety of anyone in a damn ladder match.
Well, yeah.
I mean...
I question the sanity of anyone.
Yeah.
But now, because we know Nikki Cross is taking her spot, and as we saw on Raw, she took her spot.
Yeah.
Did Nikki play Alexa into giving her spot?
They could play it that way.
Because it just seemed like to me that even though Bliss was trying to play Nikki could have easily just been playing her to get her spot.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. Not even necessarily for her spots. But I thought that she was playing her. But
I just meant her spot on Raw.
Right, yeah. We'll get into that on the full review, which...
is now.
Yeah, which starts now. Segue.
Why should you have all the fun, Roman? You're real stingy with the fun,
Wait a second. There's nothing about Monday Night Raw that is fun.
So, we had Raw opening with Miz TV. Miz opens, Wildcard, by the way.
Yeah.
Miz opens with talking about how Money in the Bank changed his career, and he kind of tried to sell the Money in the Bank pay-per-view doing that pretty much. Then he cuts a promo on Shane, and then he introduces his guest, the Wild Card, Roman Reigns. or Roman Wildcard Reigns.
Or, when they team up, they could just be the wild cards.
And Miz and Roman.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Wild Awesome.
Well, that sounds terrible.
Well, come on now. Creative listens to podcasts.
Yeah.
So if I hear that, I'm taking credit.
The Wild Awesome.
And that's something I can see him doing.
They would take that idea instead of all the good ones.
Yeah, they would.
Roman comes out, and right away he did something that pissed me off.
Yeah, he came out.
aside from that.
Oh, okay.
So, Roman just straight away buries Elias verbally. He says that he's accomplished nothing in WWE. He's never won any titles. He basically just said, this dude sucks.
What's wrong with that? It's true.
Well, here's the problem with that is that he has to face Elias. And so when he beats him, what does it mean? If by his own words, this guy sucks, then who did you beat?
Well, you beat a guy that sucks.
Exactly.
You beat who your boss told you to fight.
It reminded me of Cena, and probably in multiple situations, but the main one was I think 2017, if you remember the Royal Rumble match that Cena and AJ had, which was a lot of people's match of the year for that year.
Mm-hmm.
And the SmackDown leading up to that was when Cena cut the promo on AJ, and he said, "You're not on my level. In fact, you're not even a level below me. You're a level below that."
Yeah. And
then he beat him. And then, on Tuesday, he came out and said, "Oh, well, I was actually wrong. AJ is on my level. That was a tough match." And, yeah, that whole thing was just upsetting. Granted, there is a large disparity between Elias and AJ Styles.
True.
But still, I never like when, especially a babyface buries someone else verbally to go on and beat them.
Yeah, because it just makes them seem like they're just as bad. I mean, yeah, you beat someone that sucks by your words.
Yeah.
Big deal. What you want?
It almost takes you down to their level.
Yeah, what, you want a cookie? I mean, that's about all you're going to get with a crappy match.
Yeah. So, minor detail there, but that always aggravates me. Miz tries to get Roman to be in a buddy comedy movie with him.
Yeah.
And then Roman gets all, mad and says, that sounds like the old Miz talking. I came out here to talk to the new Miz.
Yeah. We get the new Daniel Bryan, the new Miz.
The new Miz. Yeah. The funny thing about this is that where Roman is ignoring that the week prior when Miz came out to save Roman when he was being beaten down 3-on-1 by Shane, is that Miz made no effort to save Roman.
No, he went straight for Shane.
All he did was chase Shane around the arena and leave Roman to Drew and Elias?
Wasn't it the B team?
No, it was on Raw.
On Raw.
It was McIntyre and either Elias or Lashley. It might have been Lashley. I don't remember. They all blend together, the mid-card of evil.
Yeah, the mid-card of evil. I like that.
Yeah, that's a Wrestle Talk thing, but no, I'll steal it.
Why not? They'll never hear it on our show.
Yeah, so Roman kicks to a video package, which, normally I never like when they do this, when the wrestler kicks to a video package, but Roman actually made it seem cool. I will give him that much. Because instead of the Jeff Hardy thing of where he just goes, "Why don't I just show you?" and points to the Titantron with the Lars segment.
Yeah.
Instead, Roman was more like, can we show that? And, he was asking them instead of just acting like it was pre-prepared.
Yeah, that's true. The wording was better.
Yeah, I'll give him that much.
It wasn't long before Shane came out.
Yeah, Shane interrupts, and he says, Miz TV is over, and then Bobby and Elias blindside Miz and Roman, and then Shane sets up a tag team match.
Now, before Lashley came out, my first note is I see a tag match coming with Miz and Roman against Elias and Shane.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't far off.
Yeah, well, Shane doesn't want to wrestle all that much.
Yeah.
This was the formula of every Raw you've ever seen, that you open with a promo. They talk. Someone interrupts. Tag team match gets set up.
Yeah.
Whether it be a tag team match, a 6-man tag, an 8-man tag.
Some kind of tag match.
A 4-on-3 handicap match, as we saw the night later.
Yeah.
A 10-man tag, a 24 clusterfuck man tag.
Only John Cena could handle that one.
Yeah.
Because he'd be on his own.
Yeah, it'd be 24-on-1.
Yeah.
Then he'd beat all of them.
Yeah. You know, there'd be like 6 wrestlers on each side of the ring that they can tag.
Yeah. I'll never forget the time they did Randy Orton and John Cena versus the Raw locker room.
Yeah.
And they were handily beating them until it ended in like a disqualification or something.
But if you put those two together, I mean, there's not much they can't do if they're on the same page.
Yeah. They can beat everyone.
Well, why not?
So we had the Miz and Roman versus Elias and Lashley. I did not like this. No.
At all.
I think this went for a while, like
too long.
And it went a while to end in a DQ, with Shane throwing Roman into the steps.
I was glad Shane interfered. And you go back on every one of our shows, and I hate it when they interfere.
Yeah.
But I was glad he interfered, because this match was fucking boring.
Just to end it?
Just to end the match. It was boring.
Yeah.
I was bored with it.
I don't even remember most of it.
Well, most of it,
I'm sure most of it was Roman getting worked over, right?
Yeah. That's what most of it was. And it was just pathetic.
Yeah.
So I just didn't care about it. It was so boring. Nothing big happened. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get with the team of Elias and Lashley.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that we didn't really talk about with the whole Lio Rush thing is that it's really hurt Lashley.
It really has, because now he can't win without cheating.
And it's just, he doesn't have the mouthpiece. He doesn't, like Lashley's not a guy that talks on his own, really.
He's a Lesnar.
Yeah, and I just feel like a lot of stock has been dropped on Lashley.
Yeah, he definitely needs a mouthpiece. But obviously, Leo had heat, and
yeah,
well, he can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, we covered that whole thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
No point in going back to it.
No, but I mean, just put it out there.
Yeah.
He's got heat, and he couldn't keep his mouth shut, so he's off Raw.
Yeah.
But they need to find somebody for him.
Yeah. If they have any plans for him going forward, it would be a good idea.
He could be a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of overdone. At this point, I kind of just like Heyman being with Brock and no one else. Cause
I think it'd be funny if he dropped Brock and went to Lesnar. Or went to Lashley.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. And then you could set up the match. The winner gets Heyman.
Yeah, I mean, they already did that once, though, with Big Show.
Yeah, a long time
in
ago.
2002 or whatever. But, yeah, I think those guys are just attached at the hip until retirement, more than likely.
Probably.
So after this, Shane throws Roman into the steps. That causes the DQ. All three of them beat up on Miz. They take him outside the ring, and Roman comes in and does his Superman dive over the top rope.
Which actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, he does that on occasion. It's kind of like the Undertaker dive.
Yeah.
That he'd do at WrestleMania.
But I like how he doesn't do it every day.
Yeah, he saves it.
Like Seth, who does a suicide dive 12 times a match.
Yeah.
It's lost its luster over the years.
Yeah.
But
dives in general, really.
Well, yeah, but when you see a big guy like Roman Reigns do it, it's awesome. And when he does it even more scarcely, it's even better.
Yeah, I agree.
And he didn't hit his foot on the rope or anything. He cleared it. I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It's the only good thing I'll say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Roman makes the save. Miz brings a chair in. They clear the ring. Heels back off, cower off, and that was it. So, I did say that Raw was better than it has been in previous weeks, but it had a really slow start.
Yes, it did.
The last, hour, I think, was really good.
Pretty much when the Funhouse came on, and after that.
Yeah, everything from thereafter.
Which was just that and the main event match.
Yeah.
That's all it was. They waited till the third hour to play the Funhouse.
Yeah.
Which was surprising.
I think they might do that to try to retain viewers that want to see that.
Yeah, but I mean, they could just as easily get it off the network or YouTube without having to watch it and wait.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, how effective that is, I don't know.
I mean, because I know I've seen the Funhouse on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even looking for it.
Yeah, apparently what WWE is doing now is that one of the, what they'd always do since they've been putting videos on the YouTube channel is that they would just upload clips during the show as it's still airing, and just as soon as they can, just get the next clip out. But now what they're doing is they're waiting until the show is over to put clips out on the channel.
And that's fine, because there's millions of people that are doing the same thing we're doing right now that are going to put that clip up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Without waiting.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea just because I think the main reason behind it is wanting to encourage people to watch live.
Yeah,
instead of just keeping up with the YouTube channel.
And I definitely get it, and I mean I'm behind it. I get it. You gotta make your business.
Yeah.
But with the way the internet is nowadays, you gotta be smarter than that. You know, you want somebody to sit for 2.5 hours to figure out this 1 5-minute promo when they can do whatever they want for those 2.5 hours and find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't want to sit and be led for hours and hours, even though it was worth it this time.
Yeah, I mean,
you're still dragging it out, and people are just, well, screw it, I can just catch up next week.
Yeah, I mean, that more so just comes down to me that the damn show is 3 hours.
Yeah.
If it was 2 hours and you only had to wait an hour and a half,
well, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
But 2.5 hours on a 3-hour show is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
To bring in something that, if that's the reason they waited, was to hold people.
Yeah.
That I don't think it.
And I don't know that. I'm speculating.
But I could see them doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something that Vince McMahon would do.
And this Raw was taped, too, by a few hours.
Yeah,
so
it was they're in the O2, aren't they?
Yeah, London. Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was attached to a shopping mall.
Yeah, I didn't until they said that.
Yeah. I was really hoping they'd go out there.
Yeah. Yeah, so the point I was going to make, it's pre-taped. For me, I watched the Firefly Funhouse before Raw even aired.
Yeah, because somebody posted it.
Yeah, because there was fan footage of it.
Yeah. So there's always something.
Yeah. After this, we had a really cool video package for Rollins versus AJ. And I don't know if you watched this one, but it was good because it took back footage from the only singles match they've ever had.
Yeah, I did see that.
Which
back in
I think it was NWA, maybe?
Might have been. It wasn't anything major.
Yeah, definitely not. But it had all sorts of footage from AJ and the indie circuits and other things, and just a good promo for the match.
Yeah, I did watch that one, and it was good.
Yeah, I like those for the big matches. Like the AJ and Seth thing hasn't really had a ton of build, so this was nice to just be able to have more of a story going into it.
Well, that's because just like before WrestleMania, and still today, the Becky Lynch has got everything going. I mean, all the attention's on her.
Yeah.
With 2 title matches in the same night.
Yeah.
So, that's what happened with Asuka. They had nothing for her because everybody was worried about Becky.
Yeah. I don't know if that bleeds into Seth and AJ, though.
No, maybe not.
I think
you could take it.
There's only been a couple weeks since they've started the build to Seth and AJ.
But you could take it like that if you look deep enough.
All right, so we have Braun Strowman and Sami Zayn meet in Shane's office.
Yeah.
Shane is in charge of both shows.
Which doesn't make sense.
In case you needed to know. We saw Vince last week.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Stephanie or Triple H in a while.
Well, he's probably getting ready for his match at Saudi Arabia.
That's why he can't be on TV.
Yeah.
Okay. So last week in the podcast that never aired, we talked about Braun Strowman throwing Sami Zayn into a dumpster.
And then the dumpster truck being right there.
Yeah, it just so happened to be right there. Yeah. And quick fun fact, like what I didn't realize though is that someone on Reddit pointed it out that the truck is moving forward, but it's making the reverse beeping noise.
I didn't even catch that.
It's like the dump truck is moving forward, but it's going beep, 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 beep.
I didn't even catch that.
So that's kind of funny in hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so happened to be there, dumped Sammy into the trash compactor.
He saw what happened, but yeah, he still picked up the dumpster.
Yeah, he had to have been right there.
I mean, there's no way you could not see it. It's right in front of you. Like you are me.
And Sammy was not out for any period of time after this. In fact,
he was out of that dumpster before the truck got there.
He competed for the WWE title the next night.
But if they wanted to make it interesting and make it look a little more realistic, they should have had just a mannequin or something in the dumpster so when it tipped over and emptied into the truck, you could see him fall.
Yeah, something.
Or hear a thud.
Yeah, you didn't even hear...
You didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, it just looked
no
normal.
Screaming, no nothing.
Yeah. And all that's pre-taped, so you can add that stuff in.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, at least add some screaming.
Yeah.
Or throw a mannequin in there so when it tips over, it looks like a body's falling.
Yeah. So, Braun and Sammy meet in Shane's office because of this. And Sammy is trying to get Shane to reprimand Strowman. And Sammy's advice is to give him Strowman's spot in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
And so Shane says he won't do that. So Sammy instead says that he offers himself to have a Falls Count Anywhere match with Braun Strowman, where if he wins, he gets Braun's Money in the Bank spot.
Yeah.
And upon hearing this, you would think, Sammy, are you on crack?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you want to fight this man?
But anybody who's a fan of wrestling...
Anyone who's followed wrestling long enough will say, Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it was all part of Sammy's master plan.
Yeah, which I'll admit was good.
Yeah, I dig that. We had Mojo Rawley with his new weird face paint.
Which, from what they said, is supposed to represent the broken mirror.
Did they say that on commentary?
Yes.
Okay, so that was actually one of the main points I wanted to make about this, is that commentary did Mojo Rawley no favors during this match.
No. Well, you got to give him credit, though. The match was, 60 seconds?
Yeah.
They didn't have much time to give him credit.
Yeah, so... For one, it's hard to work with this to begin with because how long ago was Mojo doing those Broken Mirror promos? Like Royal Rumble?
Yeah, a few months.
I think it was around there. And
then
they would do it 1 week, and then it would be gone for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then they randomly brought it back. And then he debuted the look either last week or the week before, and I think in one of the dark matches for Raw. But your television audience doesn't know that. So this is the first time they've seen Mojo Rawley since whenever the last Broken Mirror promo was, which was at least a month ago.
Yeah.
Probably more.
And I didn't like it.
So, his look is essentially...
Luna Vachon.
He has, blue paint on his face that is supposed to look like a broken mirror.
Yeah, like it was when he was looking in the mirror while it was broke.
Yeah, but all they talked about, all I heard about on commentary was, Renee at one point says, oh, well, we've seen Mojo in the past talking into the mirror, hyping himself up. That's not what he was doing.
Yeah, I know.
He was lambasting himself. He was crucifying himself.
Yeah.
For how terrible he is and how he's not doing anything now. He was not hyping himself up.
Maybe he was trying to hype creative?
So, part of commentary's role is to just, make sense of things, something like this.
You're supposed to be the bridge to the viewers at home.
Yes, they should be telling us how Mojo's had a tough time over the past few months. It's been hard for him to get on TV and string together wins, or however you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
But instead we get, he's been hyping himself up.
What show you watching?
Yeah, so I hated all that.
Yeah, but to me I hate it because it looks almost exactly like Luna Vachon.
Yeah.
Just the opposite side of the face.
I've heard other people say Glacier.
I don't see it.
No.
I don't remember Glacier having anything on his face.
I don't know. That's just what I've heard other people say. So I don't know. Describe the Luna Vachon one, though.
She had, veins painted on the side of her head.
Yeah.
So that's what it made me think of.
I'm guessing they weren't blue.
They were bluish.
Okay.
Bluish, purplish. They looked really good.
They were supposed to look like veins.
Yeah. It wasn't like a true blue like Mojo had.
Yeah.
But it looked more realistic.
Okay.
But that's what it reminded me of because it just looked like veins coming out of his head.
Right.
So it was like, ooh, Luna Vachon.
Yeah. I likened it to getting drunk at a Christmas party around your friends that have...
Passing out first.
Yeah, they have colored markers laying around that they draw on your face with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what he woke up to.
Yeah, well, that's better than what it would have been at my parties.
What would happen at one of your parties?
Well, you probably have a penis on your forehead.
Would it be blue?
Might be black and blue. Probably end up with some shaving cream in your hair. Yeah, don't go to my parties and fall asleep.
Yeah, so, by the way, I haven't even mentioned it. The match is Mojo against Apollo Crews.
Yeah, and speaking of, did you notice Apollo's music hit before Mojo even made it to the end of the walkway to the ring?
I do remember that now.
He didn't even make the turn.
He didn't even get his whole entrance in.
Yeah, he didn't even get to the end of the audience.
Debuting a new character.
And he gets cut off. I actually thought they were tag teaming because they were so close.
Right, yeah.
Because I almost put, Mojo / Crews.
Yeah.
Because, that's how I do my tag teams, is slash. And it was like, oh, wait a minute. Against each other?
Yeah.
He didn't even get in the ring yet.
Yeah, so... Apollo, by the way, is a wild card because if you forgot, he is on SmackDown.
He don't know where he's at.
And
he's been gone so long.
I'm not even sure if he's been on SmackDown TV yet since he's been
maybe
moved.
A promo in front of a mirror.
In front of a mirror. Yeah. So the end of this match was that Apollo does one of his cartwheel handstand flippy doos. And he lands awkwardly, and his knee supposedly buckles.
But yeah, I looked at it twice, and I didn't see any kind of buckle. I didn't see a bad land. It looked fine.
Yeah.
I don't see how it would have tweaked anything, except that's what the writers told him to do.
Yeah. So Mojo takes advantage of this injury and beats him.
Almost a shoulder tackle to the knee, not a chop block.
Right, yeah. After he did, like, the running elbow into the corner that he does. So... Not exactly...
it was a crap match.
And the other thing is, like, Mojo won off an injury.
Yeah.
So that's not exactly a strong first win.
That's true.
I don't see what Apollo was to lose by just being beaten clean there.
Yeah, it's not like he has anything to lose.
No.
What's he going to lose? His low card standing?
He already won. He was on TV.
Yeah, he's got more TV time than Mojo all year.
Yeah, that's a moral victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm expecting this whole Mojo thing to be dropped. I
don't think it'll last much longer.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not on TV next week. Because if you think about it, like there were some people left off Raw this week, like the Viking Raiders were off Raw this week.
Well, they're trying to find a new name.
they're searching.
Yeah,
that's why they were busy this week.
Yeah, they couldn't find one in time.
But if you think about it, like the other thing that the wild card rule has done, and the 4 from one brand to the other brand, and the vice versa, is that it makes it harder for guys like Mojo and Apollo to get on TV.
Yeah, because now you got people from the other show coming in and taking what could be your TV time.
Yeah. So.
And why are we having SmackDown matches on Raw and Raw matches on SmackDown? Yes, we went over it last week, but nobody heard it.
Yes. Well, what was the SmackDown match this week?
Well, I don't think there was one this week.
That's right. The last week was Kofi versus Brian
on Raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
the main event of Raw.
Yeah, and then a Raw match on SmackDown.
Which was
I got my notes right here.
Filling time.
Zayn and Styles, wasn't it? Was it Zayn and Styles?
The triple threat?
Yeah, no, because he's on SmackDown. I thought there was one on Raw and SmackDown.
I don't know. We'll get to it if it was this week.
Yeah, it wasn't this week.
Oh, okay. Well, there was the WWE Championship match that had AJ
Zayn and Kofi.
Yeah, so that's 2 Raw guys.
Okay, maybe that might be what I was looking at.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, 2 Raw guys.
And one of them is challenging for the other title.
Yeah.
At the pay-per-view.
I mean, how is that going to work?
He wanted to be AJ 2 belts.
Well, I mean, if you're the wild card, I mean, can you just challenge anybody when you come over for a title shot?
Nobody knows the rules.
There are no rules.
There. Story of WWE.
Yeah, welcome to McMahon's mind.
All right, we had this weird thing with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Where she's looking for her luggage.
So Alexa Bliss is on the phone with an airport, I guess.
Yeah.
That they lost her luggage, and in that luggage contained her wrestling gear.
Mm-hmm.
And so she could not wrestle tonight because she doesn't have her gear, and last time she didn't have her gear, and she kept losing her shoe against Naomi.
But come on now. She looked like she was dressed enough that she could have went out there to the ring.
If Baron Corbin can, like...
Well, I mean, she had on her normal merch shirt, and then she had on I'm guessing just a pair of tight leggings or Spanx or whatever the hell they are.
Whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. So I don't see any reason she couldn't have gone out there.
Because she's a heel.
Well, I know.
And I'm going to say that maybe her luggage wasn't actually lost.
No.
Yeah.
And that's what brings me to think that Nikki played her.
Yeah.
Why she thought she was playing Nikki.
But here's the thing, is that Nikki abandoned her character.
Pretty much.
Everything we've known Nikki Cross to be, like a legitimate psychopath that would belong in a mental institution, is essentially most of her character. And in this, she just came up and said, "Oh, Alexa, are you okay?"
Yeah. But yet, when she comes out,
can I help you? And then she flips the switch.
Nikki.
And then she's still, like, frantically running around.
Yeah, like old
And, just doing the same thing that she normally would do in the ring.
Well, that's because they haven't officially announced her as the new Nikki Cross.
Oh, I see. Well, once they add that to her name.
Yeah, then it'll be permanent.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they're probably just testing the waters.
Okay, perfect sense. So Nikki in this weird backstage segment is just talking as a normal person, and she tells Alexa that, that she can vent to her, and so Alexa goes on a rant about losing her gear and all that, and Nikki suggests that she just find somebody to replace Alexa in the...
Go tell the McMahon family
Yeah.
so they can find a replacement.
Because there's supposed to be a fatal four-way with all four of the Raw participants in the Money in the Bank match.
Did we get that last week?
We may have. I don't remember.
Or a tag match with the 4?
It might have been the 4 men, but there was another one on SmackDown that was a fatal four-way with the 4 SmackDown guys.
Yeah, that might have been it.
So
yeah, because last week there was no. Last week they ditched the women.
Yeah, because there was hardly anything.
Yeah.
So Nikki suggests that she get the McMahons to get a replacement for Alexa in the match, and so Alexa spins that into that Nikki Cross is offering to be in the match for her.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll go tell them that you're going to do it.
Yeah. So that's like she didn't give her a choice.
Yeah.
She just said, okay, well, I'll tell them that you're going to do it.
But I don't know. It just seems to me like Nikki was playing her.
That's what it seemed like. But then when we get to the actual match, there was nothing to tell us that.
No. Well, I just meant playing her to get that spot because, she ain't got her luggage. She ain't got her gear. Well, let's twist it and, so she'll pick me.
Yeah.
But because we all know Bliss was trying to play her.
But what is there to gain in being in the Fatal 4-Way match?
Well, at that time, you wouldn't have got much except TV time.
Yeah.
And what's better than that right now?
I guess that's fair.
Especially with Nikki Cross, what's more than TV time?
Yeah. That's fair. After this, we had Baron Corbin versus Ricochet.
Oh, you're not even going to cover the contract signing?
Oh, crap.
We can skip it. It was so damn long.
See, my notes for that were so short that I skimmed over it. We had the dual contract signing for both of Becky Lynch's matches against Lacey Evans and Charlotte.
Now, how does it ever end when there's a contract signing in the ring?
They all shake hands. They agree that they will have a duel at the pay-per-view, and they agree to be respectful.
Okay, no, this is not AEW. Yeah, I know, I had to plug that.
Yeah.
In WWE, if there's a contract signing in the ring, I don't care if it's one-on-one.
Someone's going through a table.
Someone's going to go through that damn table.
Yes.
It's bound to happen. Now, yes, there have been times where it didn't happen, but they always get into a fight.
Yeah.
There's always a fight when it comes to a contract signing.
Very seldom.
That's why you hardly ever see them come to the ring not in their gear.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to fight.
Yeah. I remember during CM Punk's tenure that one time they did a contract signing and he was just like, we all know where this is going, so we can just flip the table over now. I'll take my shirt off and we'll get right to this.
Yeah. People aren't as stupid as Vince thinks they are.
So... yeah, we have the dual contract signing for both of these matches, which I have to say is probably a first, that there were 2 contract signings for 2 different matches in the same segment.
Yeah, especially by the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is a first. It's also the first time I've seen a contract signing go this long.
I thought this segment sucked.
It did. Horribly.
Everyone.
Including Becky.
Yes. I actually thought Lacey was the best promo in this segment.
Sadly, I'd have to agree. Sadly, I watched it.
Because, Becky did the same Becky stuff that she's been doing.
But you got to change it up now because it's getting stale.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem I'm having with it is I've seen it for months.
Yeah.
It's time for a change of some sort. You're going against the same damn people. Except for Lacey.
Yeah.
But come on, you've been going against Flair since Survivor Series. Around that time.
And Charlotte's promo was... let me rank these. Lacey's promo was okay. Becky's promo was average. Charlotte's promo was god-awful.
Oh my god.
I don't remember a word that she said.
I think she said a the, and a couple ands.
You always say that.
Well, that's because that's the only words I could see her saying.
And I'm getting tired. Like, I've been advocating for heel Charlotte for the longest time, but every one of her damn promos sounds like this. And I am going to beat you at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I am 8-time women champion. Woo.
Yeah, she's like the female Ben Stein.
I just don't even know what to do with this.
They need to get, honestly, they need to get Flair out of the title picture. Bump her down for a while. It's not going to kill her.
It's the same. It's like the Alexa Bliss thing, too. Like, she was in the championship picture for so long.
Yeah.
That we just needed a break from it.
And she even won just last year.
Yeah, just last year. She cashed in. Then eventually lost it to Ronda.
Which is fine. But she even before that, she was still in the picture.
Yeah. And we just need Charlotte doing something else.
And I think it's done good, like, with Bliss. She hasn't been in the title picture. People now want to see her there.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
because she already has all the credibility she needs.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
both of them.
And just like Flair, she has all the credibility in the world.
Yeah,
but
there's no one that has more.
No. But if you're just going to keep putting her at the top, nobody's going to care because she's always there.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to see her because they know she's going to be there.
Yeah, and there are plenty of other girls on SmackDown that could use the elevation, the rub of just being in a rivalry with Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's not over the title. You have Bayley there, who has been laid to waste. Ember Moon, who returned unimpactfully.
Yeah.
And now she's just there.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get a little, cell phone promo once in a while.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah,
you have the damn Wildcard rule. She could feud with people on Raw, too.
You have an endless possibility here. Send her to NXT. Show them how it's really done. You know, we'll start a feud with, like, Shayna Baszler, somebody that's about ready to come up.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
And think about it. Baszler and Flair both...
I mean, they're both heel, but...
But they're both 4 horsewomen, just one's wrestling, one's MMA.
Yeah.
So that kind of continues that story of the 4 versus the 4.
Yeah. The point being is that there is plenty of other things to
do.
And hopefully... I'll sound like a broken record, but hopefully this is what ends up happening after Money in the Bank.
Well, we kept saying that all, and it took a whole year for it to come true.
Yeah, that is true.
But she's just... I understand Becky. She's the champion. She's both champions.
Yeah,
she has to be on TV all the time.
Yeah.
But Flair does not. Lacey, I get. They're introducing her to the world. They're introducing her to Becky in a feud.
Yeah.
You have to build it up. But Flair and Becky have been built and demolished and rebuilt 3 times now.
Yeah, they are attached at the hip.
I mean, yeah, they're worse than Lesnar and Heyman.
Yeah. There's no separating them.
No. It's. I just don't like it. I'm tired of seeing the same shit.
Yeah. No more to say there.
No.
Now we had Baron Corbin versus Rick O'Shea.
Ricochet.
Yeah. So this was the best Baron Corbin match I've ever seen.
I'll admit he did good.
Baron had no doing in it.
I actually thought this match was kind of boring, even with Ricochet in it.
Really? I mean, as far as Ricochet matches goes...
And that might be what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Because, I've always seen great matches with Ricochet.
Yeah.
But this one was just... I don't know, it just wasn't there for me.
It's more like Baron... Like, the match is Baron standing still with Ricochet rolling and bouncing around him.
Yeah. It just... I don't know. It could have just been my mindset, my mood, but...
No, I mean, I didn't think it was great.
I just wasn't feeling it.
Saying that it's the best Baron Corbin match is not a high bar.
No, not at all. I mean, the bar is sitting on the ground as it is. So
actually, I can't think of a really... I remember one Baron Corbin match I really liked, and it was from like 2016.
Back when he had hair.
Yeah. Do you remember the chairs match he did with Kalisto?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a really good match.
That was a good match.
I mean, I don't remember a ton of it, but I remember that I liked it.
Yeah.
Because
I remember it.
I even remember going into this, like, anytime there is a chairs match, I instantly get caught up in this is such a stupid gimmick, and it makes it hard for me to enjoy the match.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. And, I mean, Kalisto is really good, even though he's not doing much.
No.
But in the ring, he can do a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Corbin complimented that well. So, there's that.
I mean, maybe they tried it to do it like that with Ricochet, but I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite that. I mean, I don't know. Corbin is just...
It's just
I feel like...
in the Money in the Bank match. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I feel like Corbin is just ultimately doing what they want out of him, which is be a heel, damn it.
And he plays a good heel.
Put on a hold.
Yeah.
Get a chin lock.
Yeah. Rest him.
Yeah. So,
but, I mean, he is getting ready to be pushed. Which
you would think.
Well, according to Rumor Roundup, he is getting ready to be pushed.
Baron, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that could be a way to look at what's coming up Sunday.
Yeah. Possibly. I mean, I predicted a while back that Baron would win. I don't necessarily think that he will now, but it was something to throw out there at that time that I felt like.
I don't think they'll let him win because he squandered it last time.
Yeah, I mean, anything Baron does at this point is just going to get shit on by the fans.
No,
which I mean, heat, pal. It's heat.
Yeah, but you can have heat and still have the fans kind of want you to win, even with heat.
Or they want to see you lose is the kind of heat that you want, essentially.
Well,
because we've discussed before the difference between the heat that makes you want to still see the person wrestle and lose, as opposed to the heat that they just don't want to see you at all.
Like what I feel towards Lesnar.
Yeah, or the Iconics.
No, just half of them.
Just half of them. Just the eye. Yeah, so Baron ends up beating Ricochet with a cool little transition into an end of days.
Yeah, it was.
Ricochet was going for a sort of like tilt-a-whirl, Hurricane Rana sort of thing, I think.
Was it Hurricane Rana or DDT?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Something where he was spinning around Baron Corbin, like the Earth does to the sun, which is what most of this match was. And eventually Corbin catches him and puts him in the end of days for the win.
And I actually didn't see him winning. I actually figured Ricochet would have won because they've made him be on a roll lately.
Yeah, and I think Ricochet is sort of the one that you want there to be intrigue going into that he might be able to win. Yeah.
I don't see it, but yeah.
Yeah, but you want people to think that.
The average person.
Yeah.
We're way above average. Or below, either way.
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So I didn't like Ricochet losing. I just don't feel like... It didn't really do much for anyone. I don't feel like Baron winning didn't really do anything. So.
No, because it's just a typical go-home show where the people that are in the match this weekend are going to have matches this night.
Yeah.
Which means nothing.
I would have rather Ricochet won, but whatever.
Yeah, if it was for something, yeah. But, I mean, you could say momentum. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, there's no such thing as momentum.
No.
It's funny because I was going to say what I said last week, but nobody heard last week. But one of my rants from last week was that they played this long-ass Roman Reigns video package on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I said it was a good video package that it highlighted his starts, the Shield. And it would go year by year, and his biggest moment, winning the Royal Rumble, which they conveniently made it look like the crowd was cheering him.
Yeah.
And then the same thing at WrestleMania when he beat Triple H, and then the Undertaker match, and beating Lesnar. and all of that. And my only issue with it was that they don't do this for anyone else.
My only issue is I'm tired of seeing it.
But here's where it really aggravated me, because they played the same exact video package in this show.
Yeah.
A week later.
And I even have here, are we going to have to see these long video packages of Roman Reigns every week?
We have already seen Roman at the beginning of this show. We would end up seeing him on the beginning of the next night's show.
Yep.
And now we have this video package, too, that we already saw the same thing last week.
Look, WrestleMania's over. Move on.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It had the match with him and Drew and him coming back from cancer and all that.
Which is fine if they were going to play it for WrestleMania. This would be the perfect video to play before he makes his entrance.
Yeah.
But it's after Mania. There's no point. He's already going to be shoved down our throats and up our asses. We don't need a video.
He's going to be shoved so far on both ends that he's going to, like, meet in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. SmackDown's going to be shoved down my throat, and Raw's going to be shoved up my ass.
Where do you think they'll meet? In, like, the rib cage?
Around the belly button.
Or, like,
maybe I'll have to poke a hole in my belly button just to get him out.
Maybe somewhere in the bowels?
Well, I hope not, because, Raw's going to be so far up my ass, I won't be able to shit him out.
Oh, God.
I'm just tired of seeing it.
Yes.
If it was a quick video, that's one thing, but it's not that quick.
And I would have been fine if it was something else that was, like, meaningful.
Or, yeah, something
like
new.
Hyping a match for the Money in the Bank show.
Yeah.
But
if you're going to do it to one, you better do it to others.
Yeah, we got to get Roman over, pal.
You don't need him over. You know how he got over? By saying, I'm in remission, y'all. That's when he got over.
Yeah.
And that's when everyone turned back around and go, oh, hey, I'm a fan.
Yeah. And if you notice, it's starting to wear off. Like, on SmackDown, he got some boos, not a lot, but they were there. So
yeah, they were there.
It's coming back.
But if you watch Raw and then you watch SmackDown, you boo too for seeing the same shit.
Yeah. The honeymoon period with the hey, let's not boo Roman.
Yeah. Well,
it's going to fade.
That's been, 3 months now? 2 months? Was it February?
February, I think, yeah. When?
March to April. So about 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right around.
It's over. Honeymoon's over. Get over it.
We had Natalya versus Naomi versus Dana Brooke versus Nikki Cross.
I totally goofed when I wrote my notes on this.
Yeah.
When I started writing them, I looked at the little graphic on who was in the match. And I could have swore it was Lana, not Dana Brooke.
Lana?
Well, the picture of Dana Brooke's face looks like Lana's.
Maybe that's what it is. Her face just looks like Lana now.
Well, no, I mean, just because I guess it looks like she's lost weight in her face. You can see it, or she had liposuction. I don't know.
Yeah, the new Dana Brooke.
Yeah, it's the newly remodeled Dana Brooke.
V2.0. Dana Brooke V2.0. We had... So this match, for one, Dana Brooke pissed me off again. Whoever is writing the promos for Dana Brooke needs to be damn fired. Because... How long ago was it? Like 2 weeks ago, we talked about the worst promo ever, where Dana Brooke said opportunity 10,000 times.
Yeah, during the moment of Bliss.
Yeah, during that segment. It was when they announced all the Money in the Bank participants. Yeah. And so this week, they do the little split screen promo, and they did that for everyone that came into the ring, all four of them.
Which was cool.
Which I love when they do that, because it's such a good little time-saving thing. You get a promo while there's an entrance going on.
And you get to hear what their thoughts are.
Yeah, and you don't have to set up another segment for Naomi interview, Dana Brooke interview, Nikki Cross.
Or you don't have to have four people trying to talk in the middle of the ring before the match.
Yeah, so it's a good thing. Like they stopped doing it for a while, but I
like it.
But they did it a while ago. They recently brought it back. It's a cool little gimmick.
Yeah.
But in this split screen promo, Dana Brooke says, word for word, I am not paraphrasing. She says that she deserves to win. deserves to win.
McMahon says no one deserves anything.
That's why this is so baffling. She was scripted to say this. She said it, and then they still aired it, did not think twice about it.
Yeah.
This is so, 2019. I deserve to win. It is my God-given rights to win this here briefcase.
Well, if you think about it.
I deserve a participation trophy.
If you think about it, though, with it being 2019 and everyone's being such an entitled bitch nowadays, it does fit.
She's the babyface in this, right?
Supposedly. But with the way the world is, everyone feels they're entitled to something. So, yeah, she deserves it.
She deserves the Money in the Bank briefcase. She does not have to earn it. She does not have to...
Flair didn't.
She does not have to win it. She deserves
Lacey
it.
Evans didn't. Hey, you keep going. I can keep going.
I know what you're getting at, but just let me go.
Fine.
She's managed to bring in two words that I hate now.
Opportunity.
Opportunity and deserve.
Oh, deserve.
If she starts saying literally next week,
I literally deserve this
I literally deserve this. Yes. If she says that, I will know at that point that they are trolling me.
Yeah.
And that will be the only explanation.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to use that on you one day at work.
I literally deserve this opportunity.
I literally deserve this opportunity to go home.
Yeah. Can you imagine talking like that in day-to-day conversation?
Oh my God. No, because I'm not stupid.
Asking your manager that I deserve this opportunity.
I told our manager I deserved a raise.
Did you say that you deserved the opportunity for a raise?
No. Because I already had the opportunity when I got hired.
Did you point out how everyone else in your workplace is getting all the opportunities? I can't. No. In short, Dana Brooke. I'm not going to say Dana Brooke sucks, but whoever
anti-Webster,
whoever is scripting Dana Brooke's promos sucks.
Yeah,
because I don't believe that she is just saying this stuff.
Yeah.
And if she is, then fuck her.
God help her.
Yeah. All right. The high spot in this fatal four-way match was that Dana Brooke set up a ladder on the outside. She jumped off said ladder onto all three of the
crossbody?
Yeah, crossbody onto all three of them. And this high spot was immediately after Natalya got up and threw Nikki Cross in the ring or something.
Yeah. Now, I hate to say it, but it's the best match of the night.
Is it? No, it's not.
Well, so far, up to this point.
Up to this point, yeah.
Up to this point, it's the best match.
Well, when your competition is Baron Corbin and a Roman Reigns tag team match featuring Bobby Lashley and Elias.
Just saying.
Yeah, so.
But I thought it was a pretty good match.
It was fine. It was fine.
And the fact that.
I don't want to hate on it. It just did annoy me that Natalya got straight up after the Dana Brooke crossbody.
But, come on now, holy shit, Nikki Cross with a swinging neck breaker for the win?
Yeah. And I'm assuming that Natalya probably got right up because the ref was in there saying, hey, go home.
He's probably in there going, 2 minutes. Yeah. Hurry up, come on.
Yeah, as opposed to before, they would just say that while they're entering.
Yeah.
Hey, Alicia, hurry it up. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
couldn't have that with an Undertaker entrance. Match be over before he gets to the ring.
So, yeah, Natalya gets Nikki, and I don't even remember how Dana Brooke ended up being taken out after delivering this move. But I think someone threw her into a barricade or something. Maybe Natalya did.
I think it was Natalya. It might have been the ring post.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, she threw her into something.
Something hard.
Nikki and Natalya end up in the ring. Nikki pins Natalya with a swinging neck breaker, Was it a leveraged one, like on the second rope? I think.
Yeah, it was. I think second or top rope. Second rope.
I think it was maybe the top.
Yeah,
rope.
It wasn't just a normal swinging neck breaker.
Yeah, she had her feet suspended.
So that makes it so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, because the feet are really what cushions the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Onto your neck.
Yeah.
Yes. So Nikki Cross gets the win. After this, Alexa comes down. She was on commentary this whole time.
But on commentary, did you hear Renee?
What?
Ask Bliss or mention to her, well, the arena's connected to a shopping mall. You could bought new gear.
Yeah. I thought she said that when Alexa wasn't there.
I thought, no, it was to her.
Okay.
Because she said something with an attitude after that. Bliss did.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was funny that she's got a point. There's a mall right there.
Yeah.
Go buy a damn pair of boots and some tights in there. You're good to go.
Yeah. It was typical, like, Corey Graves sucking up to the heel, too, which was fun.
But I like it because when it's a female that he's sucking up to, because he gets so pathetic.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, grow a set.
Yeah, especially with the Iconics, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God,
because they just, like, when the Iconics are on commentary, them and Corey Graves,
they take over.
Are all that you hear.
Yeah, hell, they told Byron to shut up before.
Yeah.
So, it's funny.
It is hilarious. Corey's...
I like how he panders to the heel.
Yeah, Corey is good at that.
He is. He's good at his job, but just more female than male. I like it when he's pandering to them because it's so funny to hear him go goo over some of them.
Yeah, it's relatable, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but still. I would too, but I wouldn't do it on live TV.
We'll try not to.
Well, it depends how much I'm getting paid.
Yeah, so Nikki sets up this ladder, and she originally goes to climb it, but Alexa pulls her down, not in like an abrasive way, but she just like sort of was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this."
Yeah,
and Nikki was just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And so Alexa instead climbs the ladder and grabs the briefcase. And if you know anything about these go home shows, I call it the kiss of death when someone grabs the briefcase before the pay-per-view.
So you're saying that Bliss, if she was in, she wouldn't win?
She wouldn't have won.
So, but you're saying that there's a chance for Nikki because she never touched
She did not touch him. So take of that what you will.
Yeah.
But I guess this was the real kiss of death for Bliss because now she can't even be in the match.
Yeah, she touched the briefcase and McMahon's like, "Oh no, you touched it, you're out."
Yeah. But I did what you told me to.
I didn't see that on paper. It wasn't in the script that I had.
All right. So now, after this, we had the real best match of the night.
Now, before we get to that, we need to go back a little bit and about Cesaro's comments.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Okay, well, you kind of skipped that segment.
Yeah. So the Rey versus Cesaro match is set up by a backstage fight earlier, which is invoked by Cesaro saying that Rey's son looks nothing like him, and he even says that his son looks more like Samoa Joe.
And I don't know who said it, but I had to agree that those comments were out of line.
Yeah.
I understand wrestling's fake and scripted, fine. But there's some subjects and topics you just don't need to mess with, and kids are one. That's just my preference. Maybe it's because I'm a dad.
I actually liked this just because
I like how Joe did it. He didn't touch the kid. He didn't make fun of him. He didn't insult him in a way. He insulted his dad, but not the kid.
I liked that it gave a reason for there to be a match.
So are we going to see a Samoa Joe Cesaro versus Dominic and Mysterio?
That'll be fun.
Because I would have liked to see Dominic there and just, hear those comments from Cesaro and just knock him in the jaw one time.
Yeah.
Just to make for show, of course.
Yeah. So they have Rey and Cesaro get into a fight backstage. They get pulled apart, and that leads to this match.
And who didn't see this coming? I mean, really.
What, that there would be a match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a given. They fought backstage. They're going to be in the ring.
Yeah, but I liked that they did that because it gave a meaning to the match rather than here's two lads, they're gonna have a match.
Yeah, I just didn't like the way they did it.
Yeah, I get it, but
Just the comments were just, to me, a little harsh when you're talking about kids.
yeah. And I mean, I guess there's an argument that that's how you're supposed to feel.
Yeah, and that might be what they were going for, and that probably was. But I don't know. To me, it just, you don't make fun of kids.
But
And
to be fair, he's not a kid. Like he's a grown ass man.
he's not 18.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
I'm fairly sure he is. I don't know how old he is. I know he's training to be a wrestler.
Hey, one of you two people listening, find out how old Dominic is and let us know.
I mean, it'll take an easy Google search.
I know, but I'm hoping one of our people would do it.
Well, that won't happen, so I'll just try to
Try to do it quickly.
figure it out real quick. Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the way like Samoa Joe went to AJ's house. I did. I liked how it was. I didn't like how they made it seem like he went in. But I like how they did that. I don't like how they're doing it with a kid. 18 I don't care if he's 18 or not. He's still a kid.
Okay, fair enough. And I can't find him on Wikipedia, so I give up.
Should have went under Rey Mysterio and looked at her family.
Probably. We'll figure it out later.
Maybe.
Anyway, Rey versus Cesaro was an excellent match.
It was a fun match.
This, I would say it's the best TV match I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, and it just sucks because, the match before this, I thought it was the match of the night so far, which it was so far, and then this happens.
Yeah.
This is the match of the night.
Yeah. I would say it was the best match of the week, for sure.
Oh, God, yeah. Considering what's on SmackDown,
Yeah.
any of these matches is better than what we saw.
And the match also showed that Cesaro is the most criminally underutilized man in this company.
Okay. I'm not gonna say he always has been, but he seems to always be underutilized.
He is so damn good. Like, there is no reason. Like, for the longest time, I was fantasy booking Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar match. And that's something I would have loved to see.
Be a good one.
Because, you have Cesaro, like all of his colleagues, it's the in thing to say that pound for pound, he is the strongest man in WWE.
Yeah.
And, then you have Brock Lesnar, who is also right on that list.
I mean, come on, didn't Cesaro swing Big Show?
Yeah, Big Show, Great Khali.
Yeah.
Many others.
It was Lesnar who had trouble picking up Rollins at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can't pick up a 180-pound guy, but this 200-pound guy can swing a 500-pound guy? Come on.
Yeah, so
Lesnar's muscles are just show.
Cesaro and Rey have a great back-and-forth match.
Yes, a lot of back and forth.
And this was not a heel versus face match where Cesaro grabs a hold and keeps Rey in a chin lock.
This was a beating.
This was a back-and-forth fun match.
Yes.
There was a swing we had on Rey, which it's even more fun to just see him swing Rey because
he's so small.
Yeah, we've seen him swing Big Show and Great Khali, but then you see him swing Rey. It's no trouble. He could have.
I mean, he could have had a cup of coffee, hold Rey with one hand.
Yeah, he could have done that all day.
Yeah. It is fun to watch him do the little people.
Pause. We had the Swiss 1-9 too, which
Swiss 1-9
because I forgot that was a move Cesaro did from time to time too, because I think he started doing it when him and Sheamus had that best of 7 series, and the whole thing was like, well, they've just ran out of things to do to each other. They just know each other so well at this point, so he had to pull out a Swiss 1-9. Which I think that might have been a JBL call that he called it a Swiss.
Probably.
It sounds like something he would say.
Because their final match ended at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And JBL's only at the pay-per-views.
Well, I think at that point he was still on
was he at that
full-time.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But, yeah, great back and forth. Cesaro is too damn good. And God, I didn't even write down the finish.
Mysterio won.
Yeah, he won with the 619.
And then the splash.
Yeah, the frog splash.
Yeah.
And all sorts of cool stuff throughout this match. It is worth a watch if you had not seen it.
I mean, neither one really got anything for winning or lost anything for losing.
Yeah, but Ray...
Still a good match.
Yeah, you figure Ray needs to win going into the match against Joe. So
yeah, and I mean, it could have went either way because Mysterio put somebody over in a heartbeat.
Yeah, hopefully they do something with Cesaro coming off of this. But
he'd be a good one to go after, like the U.S. title or the IC title.
Yeah, I won't put much hope into it.
Could you imagine him and Kofi?
Yeah,
that could be a good match.
Yeah.
As long as it ends with...
I mean, they've mixed together a lot in tag matches.
Well, yeah, but I want to see one-on-one, no interference, no DQs, you know, a real match.
You know, Wildcard. It can happen.
That's true. There's only limited spots because, you know, Roman Reigns uses one every week.
Yeah. So, we shall talk about the Firefly Funhouse.
I actually thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I told you beforehand I was going to go into it with an open mind.
Yep.
Because it was supposed to be darker. And I'll be damned if it wasn't.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to figure out how to even describe it.
I don't... it almost looked like...
essentially, like, for the longest time... Like, really, around since they started doing this segment, that Bray has been teasing that he has a secret.
Yeah.
And he posted the thing that, he said that in 2015 he had a series of promos that if you take out a line from each promos, that there was a hidden message in them. But nobody figured it out.
Oh, I was going to ask you what it was.
Yeah, and the whole thing was that he has a secret, and this is what it was. And so they built to that. They have the taped together Rambling Rabbit back.
Which I was disappointed. I was hoping to just see a carcass. No head.
Yeah. And Bray reveals this character, and in the midst of him doing it, there's flashes of creepy dolls and all sorts of horror movie-esque stuff.
Yeah.
With there's a voice in the background, and one of the things that's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and then you also hear throughout it, Let Me In, Let Me In, which, you know, I've been pointing out that, like, every Firefly Funhouse has ended with the I'll always light the way, all you have to do is let me in.
Yeah.
And so that's what this was here. And then we get to the actual reveal, and the main thing is the mask.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to describe the mask. It's...
I would say an evil It.
Yeah.
Because It doesn't look evil.
I've seen other movie comparisons, but I can't even remember.
Yeah, I mean, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is closely resemblance to it. It's actually a really close resemblance. I'll have to pull up the cover and let you see it. But I think that would probably be the closest comparison.
So, yeah, Bray is and he was wearing something different too. Like, he wasn't wearing his sweater and the mask.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly what he was wearing, but this is something you have to see for yourself.
There you go, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Okay,
and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
I mean, not exact, but
similar,
very similar to me.
Yeah. So that's something you just need to see, and he has the mask on, and he says "Yowie Wowie."
Yeah.
Which
now,
I did
even if
funny.
you didn't like the previous Funhouses, which I hated, and we've been over that.
Yeah. There's a whole debate on it on our YouTube channel.
If it was that last week?
2 weeks ago.
Okay, then it made it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I actually loved it. So now I don't really care to see any more Funhouse segments. I know they're going to show some.
Even with this turn.
Yeah. Because now that I've seen it, I just want to see it in the ring.
Okay.
And yeah, I mentioned earlier he could pop in at Money in the Bank. I don't think he will. It's not much time to really build, and there's no room.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel like
you've got Saudi Arabia next month, which I'm sure he'll be in that 500-man battle royal. And you've got Stomping Ground, formerly known as Backlash.
Yeah, this is very delicate.
Yeah.
Because I can think of 1,000 ways that this will be messed up.
Yeah. And there's only a couple ways it'll work.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of room for error.
No. So I'm hoping they do it right. I don't really care to see any more Funhouse segments now.
Now, I'm going to go the opposite as you, because...
You usually do on this.
Yeah, because a gimmick like this, I think you risk very much, and it really happens with Bray's old character, and so many people, is that it gets oversaturated. I don't want to see this wrestle every week.
No.
And I think if you... I mean, it's a tough task, too, to keep those Funhouse segments fresh.
Yeah.
But there's more things that you can do.
Well, I mean, and I've got a damn good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't want to see him wrestle every week in that character.
Right.
It should be, I'm not going to say pay-per-view type, but, you know, maybe just a couple times a month.
Yeah.
But on the times he's not wrestling, they could just start playing the Funhouse music with the logo, and then a spotlight shines somewhere in the building, and he's just standing there in costume. Just standing there. Like Sting
in the rafters.
Yes, like Sting in the rafters, except he wouldn't be in the rafters.
Yeah.
You know, he'd be up in the audience, or, you know, just off to the side somewhere, and just stand there and wait for the light to hit him. It's just something creepy, something weird.
Keep building intrigue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you don't want him to come out, because we already know what moves he has, unless he's learned more. So we know what moves he does. So why not keep the character fresh and intriguing by keeping him off to the side?
Yeah.
And just show even just a silhouette once in a while.
Yeah, and I'll go another route too. Do you think he wrestles in this mask?
Probably not. It did not look like it would fit good enough to wrestle. It's not very common you see people wrestle in a Halloween mask.
No.
And that's all it is.
Essentially.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a luchador mask where it's, you know, on tight and you can breathe and it won't move.
Yeah.
This, you could easily just turn it around on his head and he can't see.
Yeah, so that's another thing is what does he look like in the ring? How does like his Funhouse character and this sort of merge? Like, does he always enter dressed like that, or like could he do some stuff in the sweater and in the Funhouse sort of way and have two different personalities? You
could do that, or you could, and this is going to sound so bad, and I know it is as soon as I thought of it, but you could have like a Festus type thing.
Right.
Where he's all happy-go-lucky, all hi kids and everything else, and then the bell rings and he turns around and the mask is on.
Yeah.
You know, something like that, where he puts the mask on right when he gets in the ring, and the bell rings, and there it is. Something to that effect.
Yeah. There's
a few things.
There's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
So,
and now we're just guessing.
Yeah, the only thing we can do is wait and see.
But those are the best ideas I can come up with.
Yeah. And all I hope is that the powers that be already know what they're doing, and they already have this all mapped out.
They think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So then we get to the main event.
Yes, the main event: Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn. Falls count anywhere. Um,
And we just reiterate: false count anywhere equals no disqualification.
Yes. And if Sami Zayn wins, he takes Braun Strowman's spot at Money in the Bank.
And it really didn't take long to really get going.
Yeah, they fight into concessions. One of the annoying things is that they're fighting at the concession stand, and then it cuts to a commercial.
Yeah.
And then we come back, and they're like back in the ring. Or in the ringside area. And then they eventually they go back there, and Braun like slams Sami through a merch table.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny. Where was the merch guy at? I mean,
there you go. He saw Braun there in a banded ship.
Well, a lot of times, you'll see him right there at the table until right when they get ready to go through the table.
Yeah.
It's like he closed early.
And just left all his stuff.
Yeah,
there.
He's like, screw it, I'm out.
Not my job.
Yeah. Get hazard pay.
Yeah, so they fight into concessions and everywhere, and Baron and Corbin interferes, but Braun kicks out of everything.
Which I wasn't surprised. I was surprised who it was.
Yeah.
I really was expecting KO to come down and help him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But
that's just what I was thinking.
But yeah, Braun takes out Baron. Then they keep fighting, and eventually they get to like the same garage door place that they were at last week.
Yeah.
And Braun throws Sami into a garage door.
Tried to throw him through it,
but in comes Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And
Glasgow Kiss like from get go.
Yeah, Braun. But again, Braun kicks out of everything.
Oh yeah.
And the little bits, like I love Drew in this because after Braun kicked out, he just said, "You gotta be bloody kidding me!"
Yeah.
And
it's his accent, man.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
He's great. And I think Braun threw a cooler at his head.
Yeah.
Like a cooler full of ice.
And there was cans in there. I don't know if it was beer, soda, what, but you could see it when he put it down because it spilled.
Yeah. So that's how they ended up taking Drew out.
For now.
And so they get back to the stage ramp, and Braun starts burying Sami Zayn in the ladders that they have set up on the ramp as part of the promotion for the
when
Money
they
in the
first
Bank.
came out right then, I think it was Cole that said, "Oh, here they are in the entranceway." And it's like, no shit, that's where the ramp is? I would have never guessed. It was just, I don't know, just one of those comments.
The entranceway.
Like, come on.
So, amidst Braun burying Sami in these ladders, Corbin and McIntyre both come back, and they take out Strowman. They suplex him through a ladder that is set up, that is propped against the barricade, and Drew lays him out with a claymore, and Baron lays Sami on top of Strowman, and they are both pushing down on Sami, so they're essentially all three covering him.
Yeah, because Corbin was on top of Zayn, and then McIntyre, after the one count, came over and decided, hey, maybe I should hold the shoulders down.
Yeah. And so that gets Sami the win, and the closing images, Braun gets back up, and Corbin, the heel that he is, double-crossed Sami after all this.
Yeah.
As they're in the entranceway, as Cole said, they're fading into the backstage, but Corbin just throws Sami into Strowman. Waiting.
Just throws him back out.
Which I love because in Corbin's mind, it's, well, he's in the match now. Let me fuck him up too. Here you go.
And I like the way it worked out like that.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool how it worked out where, he lost. Strowman lost, but he got his payback.
Yeah, and Strowman ends up choke slamming Sami through the announce table.
Yeah.
He did not even lift the hood off.
Nope.
He just threw him straight through.
But I see that the announcers got longer cables on their
Yeah,
headsets.
because they were talking.
They were still talking, and they weren't even up on the platform.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they got extensions.
I like it better when they just leave and you don't hear anything for the rest of the show.
Well, to me, it makes it more authentic.
Yeah.
Because, oh, really, they're going to come at you, but yet you knew they were coming because you've got this 18-foot cord on your headset.
Yeah, I do enjoy it better that they just leave and you go off air with no commentary.
Especially when it's going to end like that.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you need to end in silence. Kind of like they have several times before.
Yeah. They have done it a lot in the past. But overall, what are your thoughts on Strowman being pulled from this Money in the Bank match?
I didn't like it, but I also, because I read this is part of a longer storyline with him and being pulled from it.
A longer storyline with Baron Corbin.
Or Zayn. It didn't say which.
If I have to see Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin again,
you're going to hate it and you're going to keep watching.
I'm going to gouge my eyes out.
At least one eye, but you're going to keep the other one so you can keep watching.
I mean, I might gouge both out just so I have no choice but not to watch.
But then you'll listen to it.
You cannot listen to Monday Night Raw.
Oh, man, that ain't no shit because they don't tell you what moves anybody's doing.
I feel bad for anyone that is blind that tries to gather what is going on.
The only thing you'll know is who wins.
The only thing you'll hear is oh my God.
Oh, that's egregious.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't hear that no more.
No, we had an egregious this week.
Did we? I missed it.
I forget what part it was at. I think it was on SmackDown.
Oh, I missed it.
He was arguing with Byron about something. When we go over SmackDown, I might remember it.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to listen for one because I haven't heard one in a while.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, well, he's going to find a new word, but then he hasn't. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. So.
Overall, I mean, it was a shitty show. Except for a couple moments.
Well, I thought this was more of an average show.
To me, it was kind of crappy. But our opinions do vary on that kind of stuff.
I'm willing to say that it was above the trend of Raw shows.
Well, that doesn't take much.
And I'm just so high on the Cesaro-Rey match that made up for a lot.
It did make up for some, yeah.
The Braun and Sami stuff, I mean, there was nothing terrible about it. I mean,
there was just no point because once they said it was going to be false count anywhere, we knew who was going to win.
I still thought during the match, like when Braun was just shrugging off everyone, I still felt like Braun's just going to beat all of them.
No, yeah, I actually, as soon as he said, I want to false count anywhere, I was like, yeah, outside interference, it's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 of you on one. I mean, I just knew where it was going. Yeah,
I mean, and there was that, and there was the 4-way was good mostly. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad show by recent standards.
I wouldn't call it bad. I'd call it a step up from bad.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe 2 steps because SmackDown was bad.
Yeah,
beyond bad.
Yeah,
this was about 5 steps below Raw.
We'll get into SmackDown. I don't know. I'll have to go blow by blow to get my overall thoughts on SmackDown, but I think I tend to agree
blow by blow. Hell, the whole show blowed.
I think I tend to agree with you that it wasn't anything great. Yeah. The fly has invaded here. Excellent audio content. Roman Wildcard Reigns opens up.
I thought it was the wild card Roman Reigns.
I haven't decided yet.
I don't know.
It's one of the two. But
if we had listeners, they could vote.
Yeah, I'll start a poll.
You'll fill out one answer. I'll do the other one.
Well, it's time.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So
whoever wins the predictions can choose. How about that?
Okay. High stakes.
Yeah.
So last night, Miz opened Raw to introduce Roman. And now on SmackDown, Roman started off the show to introduce Miz.
Just more ways to shove him down our throat and up our ass.
So Roman says he's going to take care of Elias tonight.
He's going to take him out to eat?
He's going to take care of him. Like I take that to mean that he has like a hit on Elias and that he's going to kill him. Like, we're going to kill this fly.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
So I hit him. I don't know if he's dead, but yeah. So yesterday we had Miz TV. I guess today is Roman TV.
Roman TV.
Wildcard TV. Shane comes out after all this with Elias, and Shane says Roman inviting Miz does not make him the wild card. So I guess Shane picks the wild cards. Shane is the great beholder of the wild card sign-up sheets.
Like it was mentioned last week or the week before, I think it was by Roman, about how they said we were the authority, but yet the authority's still here.
Yeah.
I can't remember when it was, but...
I think it was last week when they introduced the wild card.
But it was like, really, what is the point? Okay, we're supposed to be in charge, but yet our thoughts don't count. What we want don't matter. We're stuck with the authority in some way, shape, or form every episode of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Mainly Shane, who has no...
It's all Shane at this point.
Well, right now, yeah. But, a few weeks ago, it was Vince.
Yeah.
And again, it was Vince with the wild card rule.
I'm a genius.
And if you're a genius, shut the hell up and listen to the fans.
So, yeah. He then bans Miz from the building, quote unquote.
Well, it started with just, ban him from the ring.
Yeah.
And then the building.
And he says he's not the wild card, so I guess Miz does not count in the 4 people that are allowed to jump ship. So Miz doesn't count.
Okay.
But Shane brings out Bryan and Rowan to assist them.
Which is kind of, I'm not going to say surprising, but it's just kind of weird.
I wrote fascinating.
Wow, we're full of adjectives.
Yeah. Bryan and Rowan have not been involved in this at all. We saw last week they won the tag titles against the Usos.
But yet they didn't have them on them in the backstage segment.
No, they didn't have them out when they came to the ring either. I'm taking that as they refused to wear the leather, and they are waiting for their new hemp belts.
Well, I would have liked them at least put on some hemp paper belts or something until the new ones show. How do you know they're champions?
They could have just said that in some bit.
Yeah, but they never even commented on it.
No. Yeah, so...
And I thought they got fined if they didn't take the belts out there.
The 4 of them beat up Roman and Miz, but the Usos come in for the save, and they clear the ring. And then, originally I wrote that Shane announced a 8-man tag backstage, but apparently it was a 4-on-3 handicap match because Miz is banned from the building.
Yeah, well, at first I thought it was a 8-man too, but it's like, well, wait, he can't be there.
Yeah, but so Shane banned Miz, but the Usos are fine.
Yeah. But he ain't got no issue with the Usos.
Well, they did just beat him up.
Well, that's not the point.
I didn't know that Shane, it was okay for him to ban Miz, but it was just too morally conflicting for him to ban.
I'm waiting for the damn storyline to get to the point where Shane's jealous of Miz for whatever reason, whether it be he's married to Marie, she's got a good car or a big house or whatever. I'm just waiting for a jealousy factor.
I have no idea. It'll be over soon, though, after this steel cage match.
God, I hope so, because I can't take much more of Miz and Shane. Not like you can't take much more of Roman and Corbin.
Yeah.
Or Braun and Strowman.
Strowman and
fucking
Corbin.
Fly got me ticked off.
So, we have a fatal 4-way after this. Andrade versus Randy Orton versus Ali.
Basically everybody in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, the SmackDown side of the Money in the Bank match.
Typical waste of time match for me.
Most of the match that we saw was fun, but most of it was during a commercial.
Yeah.
Balor ends up doing a dive on Orton and Ali, taking them out, but Andrade managed to avoid that and take advantage, throwing Balor in the ring and hitting Balor with the hammerlock DDT for the win. So Andrade then sets up a ladder and climbs it. And being that I'm rooting for Andrade to win, the whole time he was climbing the ladder, I was sitting there going, no!
Because of the curse.
The kiss of death. But in comes Ricochet running in. And he like springboards onto the ladder.
I love it when the cruiserweights do that.
Yeah.
They just springboard to the top of the ladder.
Yeah, he springboards on the top of the ladder, knocks Andrade off, and he takes the briefcase. And he took it with him.
He took it.
He left with it.
Yeah, he's like, screw you, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah, so the kiss of death was given to Ricochet, so you can write him off now. I don't know if anyone planned on him winning anyway.
I did not.
But
I thought about it.
the kiss of death has been received, and Ricochet will not win Money in the Bank.
And you realize you're going to have to eat your words if he does.
I will eat your notes if Ricochet wins Money in the Bank.
For how many days? Like, how many days worth of wrestling? Because I've got, like, every note since August.
For that week.
Oh, okay. I'll write extra big.
Oh, yeah. This was utterly ridiculous.
What?
We had Charlotte comes out.
Oh.
She comes to the ring. She says maybe one line. She says how she's going to beat Becky at Money in the Bank or whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
And she immediately just points to the Titantron, where a video package plays. And it was a really good video package.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll take your word.
It was the whole deal with Charlotte and Becky, like, starting from back in NXT.
That's the one I saw.
Yeah. You probably just skipped the Roman one.
Yeah. Probably. Because this is where they were back in NXT and all that.
Yeah, and they had the sit-down interviews with both of them, telling, like, their side and what their relationship and leading up to. And I do like that they the same way that they relive history with Roman Reigns being cheered in those Royal Rumbles, they positioned it that Becky was turning face when she beat up Charlotte at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Even though the next week she came out and said, all of you people suck.
Yeah.
But they repositioned it for the better. But minor detail aside, it was all good stuff. It actually made me more interested in the match than I was. But let's just talk about this, though, because Charlotte went to the ring. She said one line, pointed to a video package, and then left.
I mean, couldn't she?
We did not see her again after that.
Which I'm fine with.
Why did they not just play the video package?
Because she had to get her TV time.
Why did Charlotte need to make an entrance to point to the Titantron?
Because it's in the contract. If she's there, she has to get an entrance.
Well, do it during a dark segment.
Name a week she didn't get one when she was there.
I don't know.
Exactly. You can't. Off the top of your head.
Well, I can't name many people that may or may not have had a TV time. Still going. Damn it. Yeah, so that was just so weird and stagey. And we never saw Charlotte again. And I think it cut to like a Lacey Evans promo after this.
Which makes no sense because we're on SmackDown.
Yeah. And Lacey was not on SmackDown, but her promo was. So
why didn't they just show videos of the Viking Experience or Viking Raiders or Viking Warriors, whatever the hell they are this week, vacating their titles? It has NXT, but it's on SmackDown, so let's show it.
I don't know, man.
It just don't make sense to me.
Yeah. All of this made no sense.
The whole night.
Why Charlotte was out here at all. Can we talk about these Aleister Black promos?
Do we have to? I'm actually getting tired of them.
Let's talk about them, because
I know we haven't covered them yet.
Yeah, I have not even...
We've mentioned them, but we haven't...
I don't even think we mentioned them.
Well, we mentioned that he'd do it, but
because every week I don't write it down because there's nothing to write down.
Yeah, it just seems like rambling to me.
So
I don't really care.
These, ever since the whole deal was that they originally put Alistair and Ricochet on Raw together as part of the shakeup.
Yeah.
But they ended up moving Alistair because they moved Andrade to SmackDown because they wanted him and Charlotte to be together.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, they moved Alistair Black so he and Zelina Vega could be together.
Yeah.
And that's their whole thing, that they don't want to be the bad guys. They want to keep couples together.
Which I actually appreciate that.
I do, but at the same time, it killed whatever they were planning on doing with Aleister Black, and now they have no idea what they're doing with Aleister Black.
That's the problem.
So he's on a new show. He does not have his tag team that they planned on having.
Although he could.
Wildcard, brother.
Yeah.
So for every week since then, he has cut these Titantron pre-tape promos that say a lot of words that you would think are meaningful, but are in just hollow.
He talks a lot of shit for not saying nothing.
And yes, this was Bray Wyatt 101.
Yeah.
Every week. The same sort of stuff. I mean, not the same context.
You just don't have the fog or the boiler room.
Yeah. And I just don't get it. Aleister Black was such an intriguing character in NXT because they left everything to the viewer. Like, Black didn't talk a ton. He was he was a dark presence, but he wasn't talking a ton. So what do? They have him cut long-winded promos every week now.
Yeah. One day he'll get better.
I don't remember anything from these Aleister Black promos other than every one of them ends with him saying fade to black.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell. I don't think this has a payoff that they have in mind either. They just have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah. But if that's the case, quit wasting our time and his and just leave him backstage. I mean, just like they do everybody else that don't get on TV. Just put them in catering and let them sit.
That's sad to say.
It's true. Well, I don't know if that's where they sit, but it's true.
Yeah.
They have them, they're forced to be there, but yet even if they're not being used, they have to stay there.
Yeah. My hope is that Alistair doesn't end up going down the Bray Wyatt path because he'll be beaten into obscurity.
What do you think of Aleister Black coming back with Bray Wyatt?
I'm not in. I think we've seen Bray as part of a sort of cult leading thing for so long.
I just mean as a tag team.
Yeah.
Not a cult. Like,
I don't know. I feel like Bray's thing should be just him.
See how it goes.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'd be open to it, I guess, but
not right away.
Yeah, they just need to think of something for Black.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
Yeah. So next is where we had the 4-on-3 handicap match: Shane, Elias, Bryan, and Rowan against Roman and the Usos.
I honestly, because of the match, I didn't care.
Yeah.
There was nothing to get behind. Yeah, it's faces versus heels. Big yay. All the matches are faces versus heels.
But Roman is at a disadvantage because it's 4-on-3. Well, so we have our babyface in peril.
Oh, no. Anything but that.
Just like 2 weeks ago, we had Roman Reigns 1-on-2 versus the B team with Elias as the special guest enforcer.
Yeah.
Who ended up being the referee, and Roman just beat all of them.
Yeah. So
this should be a walk in the park. This match went forever.
Yeah.
SmackDown's strategy was to have 3 matches and have 2 of them take the entire 2 hours.
And those 2 sucked.
Yeah, there
wasn't a good match on Tuesday.
No. There wasn't a ton. to like about this.
The ending.
Apparently, Shane said that if I gathered this from commentary, that apparently Shane said that if Miz interferes, his match with Shane would be canceled for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, if he interferes at all or like that, yeah, his match.
Did Shane actually say that in the backstage promo?
I don't even think he was backstage. I thought it was when he was in the ring.
They did the in-ring promo, then they cut to commercial, and then they had all four of the heels backstage.
It was backstage.
Okay.
I do remember it.
But he did say it?
Yes.
Because I don't remember it at all.
Yes, I do. I remember
that was the first I heard about it when Phillips said it.
Yeah, because after that he gave a fist bump to Rowan.
Okay. I did see the gif, though, that he fist bumps Rowan, and Brian puts his fist out. But nobody fist bumps him.
No.
And so, like, Brian played it off like he just punched Rowan on the shoulder.
Yeah.
We've all been there, Brian.
Yeah, man. Everybody gets left hanging sometime.
I've felt that pain. So we have this long ass match, and Shane ends up getting the pin on one of the Usos with a coast to coast.
That missed. But they all missed.
Yeah.
Unless they're holding a garbage can.
Yeah, then I'll hit the garbage can.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so it wasn't like Shane like beat up the Uso and put him in the corner. Like,
no.
He just happened to be there and Shane came in coast to
he
coast.
tagged himself a blind tag in and did the coast to coast and won.
Yeah, so
and that was the match.
Yeah, and then immediately after that, because Miz could not interfere in the match.
Yeah.
So as soon as the match was over, Miz came running down with a chair.
It reminded me of the match that Rousey, Charlotte, and Becky had, where they couldn't attack each other during the match.
Yeah, and they just waited until
as soon as that bell rung.
That's where they ended up having the police car brawl.
Yeah. So that's what it reminded me of. As soon as the bell rang, here he came.
Yep. And so Miz comes out with a chair. Shane runs away. So the baby faces take out everyone else. And that was that. That was the go home segment for Miz versus Shane.
Thank God that part's over.
So we'll get the steel cage match. Yeah. Oh yeah. I knew I wanted to say something else. Miz was banned from the building.
Yeah.
But he was still able to just run right down as soon as the match ended.
Yeah, he banned from a building, but yet here he is.
I don't know. Maybe backstage and the ring are two different buildings.
Well, see, I always thought if you were banned from ringside, you weren't supposed to be out in the arena. But yet, some have played it to where ringside is down the ramp next to the ring.
Yeah,
you're okay up on the stage.
That was the Sami Zayn gimmick that he did with Owens.
Oh, was it that one?
Like last year, I think.
Well, I've seen it before that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's like, so what's backstage? What's the arena? What's ringside?
What is the arena the same thing as the building?
Yeah. To me, the building would be the whole thing. That's the building.
Well, is the arena just the...
And does that cover the shopping mall?
Is the arena just the stage and ring part?
Yeah, I mean, what do they consider?
And if Miz was banned from the building, why was he still there?
Yeah, he was shopping and came back.
That's right. That must be what it is, because there's two separate buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So Miz went shopping and was watching the show on USA.
Yeah.
And so that way he knew as soon as it ended, he could run from the mall to the other building.
Yeah, all the way backstage to get to a steel chair to get to the entranceway to get down to the ring.
There we go.
See, we got it covered.
Yeah, it all makes sense if you don't think about it.
Exactly.
My favorite WWE phrase.
Yeah.
That should be that should be their new slogan.
Forget then, now, forever. Makes sense if you don't think about it.
It makes sense if you don't think about it. So.
And it really does. That's the sad part.
So you want to know, speaking of shady business tactics of WWE.
Are we getting to the next part?
Corey Graves lied to me.
Okay.
at the beginning of the show, they're hyping the card and all this, and they show the Firefly Funhouse thing. And Corey Graves says that there will be a new Firefly Funhouse.
Well, it was new.
It was not new.
New to SmackDown.
It was new to the SmackDown audience that doesn't watch Raw.
Well,
because that exists.
You should know this for the past 2 weeks. Because with the air on Monday, the air on Tuesday.
I knew that it was going to be the same thing. But even
you had your hopes up.
No, even in my head, I was saying, you are lying to me. You are blatantly lying to me.
No, because they have to pretend like Raw does not exist. Because
as they're having Raw superstars having matches,
but it's a wild card. It don't matter.
Okay, that's a separate thing. No, we just pulled these guys out of the fucking space-time continuum. They're not from that other show.
They're in the hyperbaric chamber. They're on hold.
Yeah. So Corey Graves lied. That is my overwhelming point.
Okay, Corey Graves, you're a bastard. You lied to him.
Whoever told him to say that.
Damn you, Vince.
Yeah. But of course, it was the same one that we saw.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get to this. We had Paige, Asuka, and Kairi Sane come out.
I still don't know how I feel about this pairing of either. Of both Asuka and Kairi Sane, or with Paige.
Having Paige as the manager.
Because it's just something that ain't right.
Well, for one, Paige, towers over them.
Well, that's true, and she really sticks out compared to them. I mean, pale, mayonnaise, white skin, jet black hair, and then you've got two rainbow warriors next to you. And I mean that, because of the color of their outfits.
Right.
And
Asuka's hair.
Yeah.
So Paige announces this team name for Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Ooh, can I say it? Go ahead.
Paige refers to them as the Kabuki Warriors.
What the hell is that?
The Kabuki Warriors.
That is so racist. I don't care.
I don't think that there was any time taken into what Kabuki is, what it means. Vince just said, "Oh, God damn it, we need a name." This fly is still not dead. He's the Iron Man. But Vince just said in a meeting, God damn, they need a tag team name.
Yeah.
What's something Japanese?
Egg roll.
Kabuki. I love it.
And just like the Viking experience and the Raiders and everything else, they ended with Warrior.
That's right. Except it was what was it? It was War Raiders.
Well, it was War Raiders, then the Viking experience,
and then the Viking Raiders,
and then the Viking Raiders, then the Viking Warriors, or was it Warriors then Raiders?
I don't think there ever was a Warriors.
They did a Viking Warriors.
No, it was.
Was that the off week?
It was War Raiders were their NXT name.
Yeah.
And they changed the Viking Experience, and then they changed the Viking Raiders.
See, I thought they went to the Viking Warriors first, and then Viking Raiders.
I don't think they did.
Okay, I might be wrong, but I thought they did. Either way, I could see them doing it, if they thought about it.
Yeah. So, for those that do not know what Kabuki is...
Neither did WWE.
Neither did I, but...
Thank God for Wikipedia.
I clearly did more research than they did.
Yeah, doesn't take much.
Upon easy Google search, Kabuki, a form of traditional Japanese drama with highly stylized song, mime, and dance, now performed only by male actors using exaggerated gestures and body movements to express emotions, and including historical plays, domestic dramas, and dance pieces.
Now, I have not seen a damn thing out of these two women.
That suggests anything like that.
That suggests anything like Kabuki.
Well, we'll start with that they're not male.
Yeah, obviously.
It is
There's no song going on.
It's only performed by male actors. And if you look further into it, Kabuki was started in Japanese culture all the way back in the 1600s. And it was originally performed by women. And it was, if what I understand, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that it was a means for prostitution. that their performance was like the selling points for the prostitution.
Now you realize once somebody actually goes in depth and realizes this, their names are going to be changed next week. You know they are, because they're going to get a lot of shit for that.
Yeah,
just like they did with the Mae Young Classic, or not the Mae Young Classic,
the Moolah one,
the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal.
Yeah,
just like they got crap for that because of what Moolah did, they're going to get crap for this.
I don't know. I mean,
are you saying they're prostitutes?
I've also heard that maybe the idea comes from a kabuki mask, which is similar to what Asuka does with her entrance, but
yes.
But her mask is not a kabuki mask, from what I understand. It's a different sort of tradition. I don't know exactly what, but it's not the same thing. So, just a strange name. I will go as far to say as this name is worse than the Viking Experience. Because at least the Viking Experience, we just like, oh, that's a shitty name. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
This one is actually like, wow, that's kind of fucked up.
Now, here's the funny story. As a child and a young kid,
that was just saying to speak into the mic.
Oh, it'll hear me. I used to collect kabuki masks.
Really?
I used to have about 15 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say.
That's a kabuki mask.
Okay.
And
I can see the similarity.
Now, the ones I had were a lot like this one right here, where it had a string that would go across in the back so you could hang it up on the wall.
Yeah.
And they were only, 4 or 5 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to actually collect them as a kid.
How about that?
And I actually started because I had them at an arcade, and I had extra tickets to cash in, and had nothing else, so I got one. And then I got more and more and more.
So since you're an expert in this...
Oh, far from it.
You would not classify Asuka's mask as a kabuki mask.
I would classify it as kabuki-esque.
Okay.
Or kabuki type, but not an actual kabuki mask.
Kabuki themed.
Yeah, because like that one right there looks more like Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
With the way he does his makeup.
Like his face paint and all.
Yeah. To me, that looks more like a kabuki mask on him than what Asuka wears to the ring. Yeah.
So, maybe that was the thought behind it. Now, Paige claimed in they did a .com interview with Paige, and she claimed that the name was Asuka and Kairi's idea, but they wanted to be called the Kabuki Girls.
Yeah.
And Paige changed it to the Kabuki Warriors. And I do not buy that for a half a second. That Paige and Asuka, or Asuka and Kairi rather, came up with this.
No, I could actually see it, the Kabuki Girls. I could actually get behind that. Because they're not portraying them as warriors. I mean, true, it's not really Kabuki.
Yeah.
But it sounds more feminine than what the Kabuki Warriors. That sounds like a tribe that should be long lost in the history books.
No. I don't know.
I don't know. They totally screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah.
They screwed the Kabuki on that one.
We'll see if they are still the same name next week.
I don't think they will be.
Either way, shitty name.
Yes.
I don't see what is wrong with just calling them Asuka and Kairi Sane, but nonetheless, we have to have team names.
Yeah, you have to.
Speaking of, we had the Kabuki Warriors facing off against Fire and Desire,
which they never even called them.
Which they never call them.
Yeah.
Which is actually a cool name that they never use.
Because at first you didn't know who the Fire and Desire was. Because they're both hot and they're both desirable.
So, yeah, we have that tag match
Still a waste of a match, I think.
Yeah, so this was the last match, by the way.
Yeah, there was only 3 matches. I didn't even write the winner.
And Sonya eventually gets in after Mandy was getting beaten up by Asuka most of the match. Sonya gets Asuka down, but Mandy asks for the tag. Mandy goes for the pin on Asuka, but gets rolled up and loses.
In a roll-up.
Yeah.
Well, it was like a crucifix, right?
Yeah, I'll give them that. At least this was a storyline loss with the building of whatever they're doing with Mandy and Sonya.
And if you saw Sonya's face afterwards, she was like, what the hell?
Yeah, because she was exiting the ring and just didn't even see any of this.
Yeah, because she thought Mandy was getting the pin.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to start using this as a way to break them up, which I really wish they wouldn't. At least not yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard. If they're going to break up teams, they have to create more.
Yeah,
Because,
and then you'll end up with more Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
Soon they'll be the Kabuki tribe, but...
Well, no, that's what the whole clique will be. As soon as they're done, it'll be the Kabuki tribe.
Yeah, when they get 8 more members.
Instead of the Bullet Club, it's the Kabuki Club.
Yeah, so that was all of our matches on SmackDown. After this, we had a Lars Sullivan interview.
Oh,
and this screamed to me that we don't want to have Lars beat a bunch of people up right now, but we don't want to keep him off TV because that makes it look like we're leaning to one way or the other.
But it wouldn't hurt to be off TV 1 week. That does not hurt anybody.
So, Kayla Braxton is supposed to interview Lars Sullivan, but she is too scared to interview Lars. And she tries to ask Lars a question, but she can't get it out. And so she just says thank you and leaves.
Yeah.
I thought this was more effective than anything they've done for Lars. I liked this.
I didn't care for it just because there was no point.
Well, it established that Lars
that he can't give a promo?
is threatening.
I didn't see it as that. I saw it as this little girl had to look up so far at her neck and she got tired. I didn't take it as he was threatening or frightening or anything like that.
Why?
Well, just because you're a frail little girl, just because you're standing next to a big guy, don't mean they're all, rah, you're going to go hawk on your ass.
So you just don't believe that Kayla would actually be afraid?
No, not when she's around these big guys all day, every day, and you come up to this one, he's a problem.
Yeah.
You give it to Strowman just fine.
Okay, I'll give you that. Nonetheless, I guess since we have this here, we'll talk about the news with Lars Sullivan. And
we'll cover it quickly, just because there ain't much.
He is fresh off being fined $100,000, and this is not a kayfabe fine,
supposedly.
Well, it might be, but that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
And he's being sent to sensitivity training because of the online posts that he made on a bodybuilding forum in the past before he got signed with WWE that gained traction when he got moved up to the main roster. And I mean, there were tons of not good things to say, and it was ranging from making fun of people with mental illness, which is ironic, seeing as his debut was allegedly debuted because he had anxiety attacks.
For like 3 months.
And I even read the post he made that he was scoffing at mental health and saying that it's part of the whole pussification of men, he said. So
if you have a mental health issue, it turns you into a pussy.
Yes, exactly.
And where's this fucker first 3 months of the year? Out with a mental health issue.
Yes. That one did not age well.
Yeah.
None of them did.
Yeah.
And there were other ones, like it was R-Truth and Kofi were tagging together, and he said that they look like a black prison gang. There was one, he was saying that there is a gray area between what is rape and what's not.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Based on what you read with his former comments, his prior comments.
Yeah.
If WWE knew these comments existed before they signed him, would he be signed?
That's a good question. And I have to think that WWE, a major corporation like this, would do an extensive background check. But the thing with it is that he didn't post these under his name.
Yeah.
And essentially how he got caught was that on that same forum, he posted a picture of himself before he got signed. And so after he got signed, people from that forum remembered him from the picture.
Mm.
And so that they ended up ratting them out.
And you're a freakishly large man. You're hard to forget.
Yeah, he's a very unique look.
Yeah, he's like Gene Snitsky.
Yeah,
He's
and
very unique.
yeah. And it's not like these posts were forever ago. Like, they date back to 2013.
Yeah, we're talking about 6 years ago.
And I believe Lars is 30, so he would have been like 24 when he was saying these things. And
old enough to know better.
Yeah, and so after he got signed is when he stopped posting there. And so the fine, because I saw from David, what's his name? I know his name is Bixen Pan. But he writes for Deadspin.
Yeah, I see it on a case site.
Yeah, and he said that he reached out to WWE and asked if the fine was for the posts themselves or for the fact that he didn't disclose the post to the company when he signed, and WWE reached back to him and just said all of the above, essentially.
But now, are you telling me that everybody they hire can tell them exactly what they've posted in the past?
Yeah, that's...
And I'm not saying that you...
I mean, I don't imagine it's like a going into the police force thing where they ask you, like, admit to any crimes that you have been...
I ain't got that much time.
Accounted for or not.
Yeah. No. Look at my record. That's what I've done.
Yeah, I've never done anything else but that.
Yeah, that's all I've done is what's on my record. But, I mean, it just makes you wonder, I mean, if you can't remember, and you obviously can't remember everything you post, and years ago.
Well, I have to think that this creeped into Lars's mind when he signed that these might be resurfaced.
Well, with
the gravity of what he was saying.
Well, and it was only 6 years ago, and he's been signed for what? 2 years, roughly?
Well, he's been signed to the company since 2013, was when he signed to the Performance Center.
So he made those comments right before he got signed?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he'd only been signed a couple of years.
Yeah, he was just in the Performance Center in developmental for like 4 years until he got on NXT TV.
Because I know NXT is the developmental, but it's the TV that people associate with NXT.
Right.
They don't associate the training.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't realize you'd been signed that long. So, yeah, he was probably scared shitless. Like, oh, shit, I just made these comments. Now WWE won't sign me.
Yeah.
I better keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, and
6 years later, it cost him $100,000.
Yeah. And so, one of the big topics out of this is, like, it's kind of dividing because there's some people that just think, like, it was in the past, they shouldn't do anything. And there's some people, like, I'm kind of on the side that they should have done something, but $100,000 might be a bit much.
We talked about it off air earlier today. And like I said, it's a little much, but I think a sizable donation, $5,000, $10,000 from Lars to an organization for black folks, whether it be NAACP, BLM, or whatever.
Yeah, but then he'd have to do it for all of them that he offended. He'd be donating.
That's the only ones he's got called out on, wasn't it?
Well,
I haven't really kept up with him.
He's been called out for all of them, but
okay. Because I've only heard from and seen stuff from the black wrestlers.
Yeah,
that have an issue with him. So,
yeah, and it came about Big E responded to a tweet asking if he was aware of it.
Yeah.
And, his reply was essentially that we caught the fly.
I got the fly. I'm going to throw him out.
All right. We're going to let him live.
Yeah, I'm going to let him live, but I'm going to throw him out the door.
All right, so essentially Big E's comments were that a lot of the members of the roster are aware of it, and if it's true, then Lars just has to live with knowing that he's a bigot in a company that employs many minorities, was essentially what Big E said. And so, after that, and Kalisto, I think, replied to it too, and after that is when people were emailing sponsors about it, and that's when...
What, was it Snickers?
That's when the great Snickers got involved and put their foot down and said that... emailed someone back and said that they share their disgust with Lars's comments and will work on figuring something out with WWE, and thus we ended here.
What, but wasn't it Snickers that made the call to
The
WWE
Moolah thing too.
With what?
They did the Moolah thing too. Yeah.
So it makes you wonder. Well, now if people are just get upset with WWE, they're just going to call Snickers.
Yeah,
it's going to get to the
smart idea.
Well, it's going to get to the point where WWE is going to not want Snickers because they can't do anything because
money talks.
Money talks, but you got to look. I mean, they can only change so much, and they're only going to do so much when the damn sponsor isn't even going to.
Well, I don't think nothing really is related to on-air stuff. It's been more
exactly. So why does Snickers have an issue with something that was said previously when it wasn't even on air?
It just is a bad look.
And I'll give you that. It is. But that's, to me, that doesn't make sense why a sponsor would call you and go, well, you need to fix it because we're getting phone calls. Well, that's not our problem. You're getting phone calls. Tell them to stop calling.
Yeah. Well,
it's not their position to decide what happens on the show.
The other thing is that this was the only way that WWE would have done anything.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, money talks. And WWE, they were perfectly content to keep doing what they were doing and just hope that eventually everyone just forgets about this.
And I think that's why they put out that tweet or message about the fine.
Yeah.
Just to shut people up.
Yeah.
I really don't think anything happened.
And that's when, that's why, they don't care until the sponsors get involved once their money is threatened. But,
yeah.
So.
That goes to show you that's all they care about.
Yeah. Is Lars actually being fined $100,000?
Doubtful.
I don't know.
I'm going to say maybe a little bit. Maybe.
I'm willing to bet that Lars has not earned $100,000 at this point.
No.
And probably the last year.
They only make, what, like $60,000 a year in NXT?
Yeah, probably.
It's not that much. It's not what people think.
And being that he just got called up, he's making more money now.
Well, he has to wrestle.
Yeah.
Which, even when he got called up, he was gone for 3 months.
Right.
So there was 3 months he wasn't working.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So, I mean, dude's probably flat broke.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, you got to think that between the anxiety problems and this, that there has to be a sour taste in WWE's mouth.
Yeah,
and that's... I'm not sure if they feel like they can trust pushing him at this point.
And it makes me wonder that's why they really haven't yet. Since he came back. Or since he appeared.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's done his little destructive rant and rave, but so did Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Then look where he's at.
Yeah. And to Lars's credit, since this news, we've heard from Titus O'Neil, I know, tweeted that he appreciates Lars taking the time to talk to him and apologize for what he said.
Basically the same thing Hogan had to do.
Yeah. And Lars essentially asked Titus for advice on how to be a better person. And
don't say racist shit.
I mean, Titus is the guy to talk to about that stuff because he is the perfect company representative. Mm-hmm. And that's like most of Titus's role at this point is he's less of a wrestler and more of an ambassador.
Yeah, which is great for him.
Yeah, because he'll have a job for life.
And he doesn't need to be in the ring. No offense to him. No offense.
I agree.
I enjoy watching him because, when he dives under the ring, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But like
I love
this worldwide crap, that was a waste.
I loved the primetime players.
Yes. Yeah. Once they split up, it was just he went downhill.
Yeah, that was his peak.
His biggest peak after that was Royal Rumble.
Yeah, falling under the ring.
Which was so hilarious.
Yeah.
I still watch it on YouTube.
But just to put a bow on the whole Lars thing, I'm going to obviously there's no really like you can't turn a blind eye to the things that he said because a lot of them are just disgusting.
But at the same time, though, you can't punish somebody for freedom of speech.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that, whether the punishment is fair. I'm just going to end with that we'll reserve judgment for what he does from this point. And because if he's able to take this as a learning experience, then he'll be all right.
Well, I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks if he has a match against any colored guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see Apollo Crews and Lars, then you know they might be okay. If you don't see Lars with a black guy, or I mean, I guess a Mexican, Latino, or whatever, then there's probably still issues. Really?
Maybe, but
possibly.
I mean, part of wrestling is that you just put that aside when you're working.
Well, yeah, but if they could end up using it as storyline, they use real life stuff.
I don't know.
No, you never.
I can't imagine that'll go over well with sponsors.
It's WWE. Never say never.
All right. We have like 40 minutes of recording time left, and we still have to do predictions. So
it's been that long already.
Yeah. So let's roll through this. The main event was the Kevin Owens show with Kofi Kingston. Kofi ends up entering first and invites Kevin Owens to his own show. So Owens doesn't come out, and he appears on the Titantron, and he talks about Kofi being alone out there. Immediately what I thought was that because Kofi was in the ring, and earlier he told Xavier Woods to stay behind because he's not 100%, I thought that Owens would attack Xavier Woods backstage.
Oh, because Kofi was in the ring.
Oh, yeah, and that would be your go-home angle. It's just Kofi just Owens beating the hell out of Woods, so that Kofi has to get the revenge at the pay-per-view.
Gotcha.
I feel like that would have been better than what they really did.
Yeah, because then it kind of would have been like, oh, well, Xavier can't be in my corner because he's still down from the beating he got from Kevin Owens. He can't be here tonight.
Yeah. And so
he's at home with Big E playing video games.
Eventually, Kofi goads Owens into coming out, and they fight on the ramp, but in comes Sami Zayn out of nowhere to assist Owens, in which Tom Phillips exclaims, that's the final wild card.
Yeah.
That was the lamest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like, who cares?
No. They go to powerbomb Kofi on the apron, but Woods comes in, and they quickly take Woods out.
Now, isn't that what injured Woods?
The powerbomb in the apron, yeah.
Why... in your opinion, should it be outlawed? Should it be banned?
Well, no, because
how many wrestlers has he injured with that one move?
Yeah, but they've all been kayfabe injuries.
Every single one?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them have.
Okay. I thought there was a few that weren't. But maybe
Sammy got injured. I don't know if it was from that move, though, but that's how they wrote him off.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of times they use that move to write him off.
Yeah.
But
and they did it to Jericho and I can't even remember.
They've done it to several, really.
Yeah. Jericho took it a few times.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure it's a hard bump, but it's fairly safe.
Okay. But it kind of looked like the buckle buster that Rollins used to do.
No, it's definitely a painful move.
Except you got, the edge of the apron on your back again, and then your head whiplashing back.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a pretty move.
No. I actually thought there were actual legit injuries due to it.
Yeah, to my knowledge, there hasn't been. But that's not to say that there might be in the future. Yeah. They take out Woods, and then they end up beating down Kofi. Owens goes for the bowling ball thing that he does in the corner.
Cannonball.
Yeah, Cannonball. Kofi evades him and takes out Zayn with Owens backing out and scurrying away to end the show with Kofi demonically staring into him and just, wait till Sunday and all that.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll through predictions.
Yes.
Unless you have anything else to say about that segment.
No.
All right. We have 8 bonus questions in this and 11 matches.
Now, should we explain why we have so many bonus questions?
Yes, because at WrestleMania, we ended in a tie.
Yes. Every month of pay-per-view time, we make our predictions.
Yeah.
And we keep track of who wins and who loses. And we tied at like 22 points or 18 points each.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous amount.
And there was a bunch of insanity that went into it because one of the bonus questions was, how many matches will end in a roll-up? I said 0, and you said 2. And so Zack Ryder and Hawkins won with a roll-up.
Yep.
And then we got all the way to the main event. And I remember I even joked to you, like, looks like you're going to lose this one unless this match somehow ends in a roll-up.
Yep.
And we're both like, it's the main event. There's no way it'll end in a roll-up.
Exactly.
But sure enough, Becky rolled up Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
And
I got the point.
And there were a bunch of other factors because we had which match will be the longest. You picked Triple H. I picked that match. Yep. And that match was second shorter than the Triple H match.
Yeah.
And then one of the other bonus questions was who would get pinned. And I had Ronda, and you had Charlotte. Yep. So that, canceled each other out. Mm-hmm. And we ended up tying.
Yeah, and, I think we're pretty close to tying, or you're ahead by 1.
I think it's 2-1 to 1.
Yeah, so you've got 2 wins, and I've got...
Since Royal Rumble.
Since Royal Rumble, yeah. So this way we have a way to get more points and more ways to lose points.
Yeah.
Now, we could also, if you get it wrong, you lose a point.
I mean, it's the same thing, really.
Well, instead of having, the bonus questions, next pay-per-view,
yeah,
we could do, if you get... That way, if you get them all wrong, you're going to be negative points.
Yeah, maybe you lose points for if you get a match wrong, but you don't lose points if you get a bonus question wrong.
There you go.
I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah. So, let's go through this. Daniel Bryan and Rowan are on the pre-show against the Usos in a non-title match. Who do you have and why do you have them?
I got DB and Rowan just because with them just becoming champion, they're not going to give it away to Uso, even though it's a non-title match.
Yeah, I've got Bryan and Rowan too, but
there's just no point.
Admittedly, the part of it being non-title would make you think that the Usos will win.
Yeah, and that it kind of threw me for a loop because of non-title.
Yeah,
which is weird. Why isn't the titles being defended on a pay-per-view?
I mean, every other title is being defended.
Well, is that because they just got it and they don't have the new titles?
They don't have the hemp belts ready, so they can't put them on the line. Tony Nese versus Araya Daivari for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Is this still on pre-show?
This is on the pre-show.
Of course it is. Never mind.
These are the only 2 matches announced for the pre-show.
This is Cruiserweight, of course, it's pre-show.
So, do you have Buddy Murphy?
Yes. No. For those that don't know, I choose Buddy Murphy every month because he always won.
Yeah, that's the ongoing joke, is that neither of us watch 205 Live, so we just both pick Buddy Murphy for every match.
But now, since we were at Mania and we saw Buddy Murphy lose, I'm going to have to go with Tony Nese.
Yeah.
Just because.
Tony Nese retains. I have that as well.
Stop copying me.
Araya Daivari is the brother of Sean Daivari.
Great.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I didn't know that, actually.
Who the hell is Sean Daivari?
Daivari.
Oh, just Daivari. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know his first name.
Yeah. Sean Daivari is the one that was on WWE in the 2000s.
Okay. I just know him as Daivari.
Yeah. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio United States title match.
Joe.
I have Joe as well. You probably have some Dominic interference or something.
That would be awesome.
I could see Rey winning, though.
I could, but I'd like to see Dominic interfered for him to win.
I halfway feel like they could put Bray Wyatt right into a United States title program, and you would want him to work with a babyface.
Yeah, that's possible.
So I won't rule out Bray. We have the wild card Roman Reigns against Elias. Why do you have Roman Reigns?
Because he's got to be shoved down our throats. So, this is against Elias. So is that a SmackDown match?
Yes, they're both SmackDown guys.
Okay, then yeah, that's going to be shoved down my throat.
All right, I have Reigns as well. Roman's not losing. The Miz versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
I got Miz.
I have Miz as well.
Because he lost at Mania.
Yeah, he'll get his win back, and that should
God, I hope that'll
hopefully end this feud, which should have ended at WrestleMania anyway.
Yes.
With Miz winning instead of losing. Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans.
Becky.
I have Becky. Just for the record, Becky is a heavy favorite on the betting odds against Lacey. She is a slight favorite against Charlotte.
Ooh.
So, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
I got Charlotte.
I have Becky.
Wow,
So,
our first difference.
Yeah. I think we're going to keep Becky 2 belts for a while. At least going into, like, SummerSlam-ish.
Well, I was debating that, but, I mean, she hasn't defended shit since she won them. She hasn't done anything with them except talk.
I mean, she does need to be heated back up.
I mean, and you can't do that when you're trying to run both shows. She needs one show to focus on. Whether that be Raw, which probably will be because that's where Rollins is at.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And being that they are the newest outed couple.
Yeah, publicly now.
Publicly, yes. So
before now, it was just creeps taking pictures of them cuddling at concerts.
Yeah. But, being that they're trying to keep everybody together, I could see her dropping the SmackDown title to Flair so she could be on Raw.
Yeah, so and then you have Flair as the head of the SmackDown.
Exactly. And then there's no more Becky 2 belts. There's no more trying to have 2 matches a night.
I did enjoy, I forgot to mention that during the Charlotte promo on Raw that the London crowd was chanting Charlotte no belts.
Oh, is that what they were saying?
At one point.
I couldn't make it out.
The UK crowds tend to chant things that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because they make up their own shit. Like, they don't do the standard chants.
Yeah. Well, and you gotta look, their accents are so different depending on where they're from.
Yeah.
In England, it's crazy how much it differs. Like, you think our southern accent and our northeastern accents are different? Mm-hmm. Go over there.
Yeah.
You go 3 blocks out in the wrong direction and you won't know what the hell they're saying.
Yeah. So, I have Becky, you have Charlotte.
Yep.
We have Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens for the WWE title. Kofi as well.
I'm going with Kofi until the end. I don't care.
No reason to take the belt off him after the WrestleMania win.
Well, yeah, it's only been a month. He hasn't done anything with it since either, so he can't take it from him.
I will say, I will give WWE credit. They have kept Kofi strong.
And I am very surprised.
Which, if you look at past times, like when someone that Vince typically might not see as a main event guy, when they end up putting the title on him, a Dolph Ziggler, a Rey Mysterio,
Sasha Banks.
Well, that's a separate one, but
just saying,
yeah, but I get what you mean. That they are not kept strong. Like, Rey Mysterio won the title at WrestleMania that one year, and then he was losing TV matches.
Yeah.
To, like, Mark Henry or something.
Sasha Banks has won the title 4 times. Can't defend it once.
Yeah.
Which, to me...
she has, like, an accumulated 30 days over 4 reigns.
And that's just because it goes from week to week.
Yeah. Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the Universal title.
I put Seth.
I have Seth as well.
Oh my God. This is where it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, so I don't see Seth losing right away either. Unless they really want to take a complete 180 and put the title on AJ and build around him on Raw.
I just can't see it yet. Not yet.
I do want to say, though, that Rollins versus AJ is a match that I've wanted to see for a while. I expect this match to be great, but I would have loved if they saved it.
For, like, what, a bigger pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Like a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series?
Or a WrestleMania next year.
Well, that could still happen.
That's pie in the sky that they would save a match that long.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, the brand split has kept them apart since Styles came to
And now
WWE.
it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. So, nonetheless, I expect that this will be a barn burner of a match.
Yeah, I expect it to be a good one.
The women's Money in the Bank.
You first.
And I've got a caveat in the bonus questions. We're gonna pick 2 winners, and if we get our first pick right, we get a point. But if our backup winner wins, we get a half a point.
Yes.
And this will hopefully break ties.
I hope so.
So the women's Money in the Bank will feature Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, Nikki Cross, Bayley, Carmella, Mandy Rose, and Ember Moon. And this is a real cast of nobodies.
Pretty much.
And I have Mandy Rose winning because I think that she's blonde. I think.
Well, at least
I think that she's
in
blonde.
this bottle, she's blonde.
Yeah. I feel like they've put stock in Mandy, but they haven't gone all the way with the push. So I wouldn't be surprised if she wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, and that plays into jealousy from Sonya Deville that she gave her spot to Mandy, and Mandy won, and Sonya can be sitting there saying, "Oh, that could have been me." So that's where I'm going.
I've got Nikki Cross.
That's a good one.
Just because she was inserted into the match on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or on Monday.
Today. She was inserted into the match today.
No. I meant into the match.
The Fatal 4-Way match.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
she won.
And she won. So that tells me after it was announced that she was taking Bliss's place, that tells me that she's going to win, because why would they let her win a Fatal 4-Way if they're not going to give her a good shot at the end?
Yeah.
But
my thought on Monday after that announcement was that maybe they knew that they were going to pull Bliss, and that's why they did this and had Nikki pick up a win.
But now, who was your backup? And I know we're kind of skipping real quick.
Yeah.
But I want to keep it together.
My backup is Nikki Cross.
See, my backup is Mandy Rose.
All right. So that can be the decision maker right there.
That could be the half point, because that's like the only difference besides the Becky Flair match so far.
Yeah. So I originally had Bayley as my backup, but I feel more confident that Nikki Cross being the wild card, to steal a phrase, is more likely than her.
Okay.
Men's Money in the Bank, we have Sami Zayn versus Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin versus Randy Orton versus Andrade versus Ali versus Finn Balor. Now, the odds on this match, Drew McIntyre is the favorite. He's followed by Andrade. And then everyone else in this match, the betting odds are over like plus 1,000. So
wow.
Everyone else other than Andrade and Drew, you could bet $100 to win over 1,000.
Well, I chose McIntyre.
All right.
And I've got Corbin as my backup.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
why did you go Corbin McIntyre?
Yeah.
Did you really?
No.
Oh. That would suck.
I have Andrade as my winner. I'm going full in on the Andrade push.
Oh. Okay.
They've said that they want this year's Money in the Bank to create a star. And I see no better star to make than Andrade.
Well, I mean, I could see that. I could also see it as, okay, let McIntyre win. Yeah, he might be a star, but this will just bump him up to superstar.
Yeah, and McIntyre is my backup.
Okay, so we difference on that one too.
Yeah, so we have neither of the same people in those ones. So that should help.
Yeah. So, okay, so bonus questions. We did those backups.
Yeah, so we already have the backups. Which Becky Lynch match will go first? She has 2 matches against Lacey Evans and Charlotte. Which one do you think will go on first?
Lacey.
I have the Charlotte match.
Really?
So I think that what they're going to do, how I think they're going to structure this show, is they're going to have a war of a match between Becky and Charlotte. So that way when they do the Lacey match, it gives you a sense that Lacey could win.
Okay. Very possible.
Because I don't feel like there's any way that they can make it believable that Lacey will win without going second.
Okay. I give you that one.
They can make it believable that Charlotte could win by them just having a war like they had many times over.
Okay, I can see that.
All right, what match will open the show?
The NXT match.
Excuse me?
Oh, wait. That was a pre-show. But when we were doing the predictions, you said the pre-show, and it was just DB and Rowan. You didn't say the cruiserweights were on the pre-show.
Okay.
So I don't know why I put NXT, but I was thinking cruiserweights.
Oh, crap.
So I don't really have one. See, that's what was that first match, right?
Yeah, what will open
Probably
the show?
Miz and Shane.
Miz and Shane. The steel cage match you're going to go with for the opener?
Oh, wait, that is a steel cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fudge Sickles.
I mean, they could still open.
They could, but I don't see it. Screw it, I'll leave it. Miz and Shane.
All right, I'm going to go with the women's Money in the Bank opening the show.
That's what I was thinking about, but it's like, nah, they wouldn't do that.
And what do you have closing the show?
The men's ladder match.
I do as well. I have them bookending the ladder matches so that they're spaced out.
Yeah.
Women starting and men's ending. All right, and what match will be the longest?
Becky and Flair.
You're going Becky and Flair over 2 ladder matches.
Well, I thought we weren't counting ladder matches.
Oh, no, the ladder matches count.
Well, I thought you said we weren't counting ladder matches.
I never said that.
Oh, I thought you did.
Well, you can change it.
Well, because obviously ladder matches are going to go longest. That's why I figured we were doing the regular matches.
I mean, not necessarily. So I'll let you change that.
I'm going to leave it.
Are you sure?
I'm going to leave it. If I lose, I lose.
All right, well, I am going with the men's Money in the Bank match.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't want to change it?
That's all right. I'm good.
Okay, Becky and Flair is the longest match.
I'll take my loss like I earned it.
There was no Triple H match to choose from.
Yeah, I know.
What match will be the shortest?
Joe and Mysterio.
That's what I have.
I was just thinking of WrestleMania, 60 seconds.
I mean, there's not a bunch of matches that feel like they will be shorts.
No, there's not. And that's my problem.
Like, I hope Roman and Elias is short, but it won't be. It's going to be 10 minutes of Elias chin locks.
And that's after 20 minutes of him trying to sing a song. Unless, of course, we get him playing the drums and the piano and a saxophone.
He hasn't done any songs since they moved him to SmackDown. There's not enough time.
Thank God.
All right,
get him a damn show on the network if he wants to sing.
And our last question: will there or will there not be a cash-in on the same night?
As much as I want to say yes, I'm saying no.
I have no as well.
I would love to say there's gonna be a cash in because I loved it last year.
Yeah.
But no, I don't see it.
Yeah. You probably don't want to wear that out 2 years in a row.
No. I mean, like the year before, Carmella won, and she hung with it almost the full year.
Almost the whole year.
Like 286 days or something like that.
Bliss won it. She cashed in the same night.
Which was, it's awesome, but it doesn't happen very often.
And even a couple, maybe 2 years before that was when Ambrose won and cashed in the same night.
Yeah.
So this would be the third one in like the last 4 years.
Yeah. So I don't see a cash in. It's always fun to watch as a fan at home.
Yeah.
But
we will keep that in every pay-per-view going forward for our predictions.
Oh, if there's going to be a cash in?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. But
I like that.
A lot of them happen on TV, though. So
they really do. They do. And you can usually tell when it'll happen.
Yeah, usually. Then, like, in Carmella's case, I think a lot of people, like, what they go for is that you forget that they have it.
Yeah.
Because they hold it for so long.
But it's hard to forget they have it when they're bringing it to the ring every week.
Yeah. So, we will see. Money in the Bank should be it's a nice card. I mean, it's a huge card. 11 matches for a
3-hour show.
B+ show. I mean, this will be 4 hours.
Yeah.
Probably including, maybe not including pre-show. I don't know.
Well, maybe with including pre-show, it'll probably be 4 hours.
I hope so. That would make the main card only 3 hours.
Which means the last two matches would be, whatever they are, is going to be like 30 minutes each.
With 10 matches, 3 hours would be... That would leave like 30 minutes a match, wouldn't it? Am I doing
10 matches in 3 hours? No. Because in 3 hours, if you had 30-minute matches, you'd only be able to do 6 matches.
I'm doing it wrong. So it's 100.
You get about 20
It's 180 minutes, so it's 18 minutes.
Yes.
A match,
roughly. So yeah, roughly 20 minutes.
Yeah,
just under.
So
that's a long time for some matches.
It's a short time for some matches
too. It's a short time for others.
Yeah. So we will see.
But if you notice, there's besides Becky. And let me look at my notes to make sure. Besides Becky and the ladder match, there's no women's matches. Why is it there can only be a women's match when a title's on the line?
Because, well, to be fair...
DB and Rowan have a title match, or have a non-title match.
To be fair, there is not many feuds at all that don't revolve around titles.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. I miss blood feuds.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because I mean right now all the feuds point towards Becky.
Yeah,
and Flair and Lacey.
I mean that's what we talked about earlier is that with Charlotte there's so much more you can do with her outside of the title picture to help others get elevated like Ember Moon and Bayley.
I mean, guess what? Your last name is Flair. You're going to be used to put people over at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, and it happens to everybody. Look at Cena. He's one of, and I'm going to say he's one of the best of all time. But he will easily and gladly put you over just to help you out.
Now he will.
Now.
Try telling that to the Nexus.
Yeah.
Try telling that to Wade Barrett.
Yeah. But I mean, like nowadays, he's seasoned. He has been around for a while. He doesn't really care.
And he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he knows the business.
Yeah.
So he'll put you over no matter what because he knows the win doesn't matter, in a way.
Well, he knows... I think it's even a different way, that he knows that that someone beating him would mean more to that person than he could gain by beating anyone.
Yeah, because there's nothing he needs to gain.
Yeah.
Except for that one last title. That number 17.
Yeah. I'm beginning to think more and more that it's not going to happen.
I am too, and I really hate to because I want it to happen.
I like the idea of just leaving them tied.
I don't. You need a definitive best, and you can't go, well, you've got Flair and you've got Cena. Because you've got the asterisk under Flair because he's got like 300 titles total. Yeah. But they're only counting the 16 from WWE.
Well, essentially they're counting...
in WCW.
Yeah, which is NWA by proxy. But
yeah,
the whole thing with Flair is that there were an old wrestling trick that they did before the internet existed was that at house shows they would have like a title match, heel with the title and face challenging, and they would have the babyface win for the house show.
Yeah. So
that the live crowd gets the feel good win. But then they just switch it back when they get to TV, so it's like it never happens.
Yeah, so when it gets to TV, it's still the heel as the champion.
Yeah.
Because, there was no internet, there was no camera phones, there was no camcorders like that.
Yeah, so those are unofficial title wins.
Yeah, those are the ones that don't mean nothing.
I think I've seen people estimate that he probably has more around 23.
That's the number I keep seeing wins. Is 22 to 23.
Yeah.
That's the average I keep seeing. So, I mean, in all honesty, if you want to count every title, then yeah, nobody's going to come close.
Yeah.
But as far as title changes that you can verify, as in visually on tape, then yeah, 16.
It is funny that Flair is hyped as the 16-time world champion, but he was never WWE champion.
No.
Like that isn't that kind of funny?
Came from pretty much WCW and NWA.
That's kind of funny to look back on to me.
Yeah, I never thought about it like
that. They never... I mean, I guess by the time he got to WWE, it was like 2002.
Right after WCW.
Like around Invasion time.
Well, they shut their doors in 2001.
Yeah.
So the Invasion... Well, which Invasion?
The Invasion was the 2001 show that completely flopped.
Okay, when the WCW invaded WWE?
Yeah, quote-unquote WCW, but they didn't have any of the big guys from WCW.
Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, at that point, even then, you could probably say that his days as a top guy were kind of expired.
Yeah.
And so, I can understand why they never put the title on him.
But, I mean, in a way, they should have, just to cement it as, okay, he at least held the title. So he has a reason to be in the Hall of Fame, not once, but twice.
Right.
But yeah, he hasn't even held the damn title, and he's in there twice.
Yeah.
Bullshit, I've never held the title. Put me in the Hall of Fame.
There's a lot of guys like that, that are touted as legends in WWE. That like Jerry Lawler is a big one.
Yeah.
Because his career was made mostly in Memphis.
Yeah.
And the big thing was, like, he was never even on a WrestleMania until they did the stupid match with Michael Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's still the only WrestleMania match he's had.
I believe you're right.
And so, he's a legend.
Well, that's just because he's old. The older you get, and if you're still in the business, you're a legend.
Yeah.
If you don't die or kill yourself beforehand, and you make it that far,
that is legendary.
They give you legend status. Because it's not often that people don't die or kill themselves before that.
They won't give you any health insurance, but they'll give you legend status.
Yeah. You don't get health insurance, but they'll put you to work hitting each other over the head with chairs.
All right, so I guess we'll be back on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Because
why wouldn't we?
Well, we have the Money in the Bank, so
I just figured we do it all one show with our work schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do maybe an extra one myself Sunday nights.
Oh, just do like a quick recap.
Yeah, try to do my own review and then come back and get your take on things.
Any thoughts on my
Thursday.
Notes? That's not. I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it would help Monday. It would help next week's show go quicker.
Yeah,
because
if we have to review
a 4-hour pay-per-view and a 5 hours of TV show.
Yeah, it would. We'd go over the 3 hours.
I mean,
without question.
We're almost at the 3-hour limit now.
Yeah, we're right at 250.
Which is sad considering the shows weren't that good. I mean, overall.
No, but hopefully this show was good. And you enjoyed your time listening if you have made it this far.
And since I know there's only like 2 people, I'm going to name you Bob and Jay.
All right, so we expect to see a Bob and Jay review in iTunes this week.
And the J, it could be anything. It could be the letter J if you're female. It could be J-A-Y if you're male.
J. It could stand for something.
It could stand for anything.
Could stand for a jigsaw puzzle.
Or just Jigsaw from Saw.
All right, we've clearly went too long.
Yeah, we're clearly too tired.
Thank you all for your listening pleasure today. The pleasure was all yours, and we will be back next week. I'll be back hopefully Sunday night, Monday morning with the Money in the Bank review, and we'll come back Thursday with Chris for Money in the Bank, Raw, SmackDown, everything else.
Yeah, get caught up.
Yeah. So, until next week.
We will. Wrestle you later.